Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back though.
What a 48 hours it's been for the New York Jets, huh, man? Well, some interesting times here.
What a 48 hours for the league. Every single team that was like written off, that was behind the Jets, they all found ways to get it done. Geno Smith 1-0, Todd Bowles 1-0. Jets 32nd ranked team in football. Good times.
Yeah, and if you watch, I mean, on sports radio everywhere, Salah's comments about receipts. He's either getting mocked, everybody's got their opinions, but to me, it's just like a whole lot of hoopla that could have been avoided.
No, absolutely, dude. When I was driving to work, when I was on my lunch break, it was Boomer and Gio. I heard Giannotti coming back home. Carton was going on. Like, dude, it was all jokes all day. Like, that's all it was.
Yep.
Everybody's keeping their receipts, and now they're showing more of them too. So,
yeah. And the one thing is, there's like, well, he's trying to rally the players. He's trying to do this. I'm like, the only thing, this is week 1, dude. Yep. Save some of your cards till like the middle of the season, until you really face adversity, not one game. Like it's.
Well, that's the one area I was going to go to tonight, like just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because, you know, he's a likable guy. Like nobody's rooting against him. Like we all want to see him succeed. We don't want to go through this rebuild all over again. It's like we want to see the guy do well, but it's like, dude, like that was just a terrible time to do it. Yep. You're a laughing stock right now. Just like understand the situation. You just got blown out in your home opener week 1. Other teams look better than you. That wasn't the time for it. So, yeah, maybe it rallies the team, though. That's where I was going. Maybe it rallies the team. Maybe they see their coach, you know, getting shitted on and players step up. They fight hard for him. And maybe that's a sign that he does still have a voice in the locker room and they respect him.
Well, somebody tagged me. Did Garrett Wilson put something on Instagram?
Stop. You about to have some fun tonight already?
No, but didn't he do something about Instagram? Like, let me something. Somebody tagged me, but I didn't have time to really check it out. Go look at his page. Does he have like a picture?
I'm checking right now. Hold on.
So we'll see. I mean, I appreciate everybody tagging us and stuff. I don't have time to read half the time. So,
it's got a shh face and it says, "Just let me go."
Yeah. Said, let him go on the field. Is that what I mean? Let him play more ball.
Is he requesting a trade already? Just kidding. Stop.
Just a joke, but so we appreciate everybody joining us, especially the last couple of days and dealing with all our stuff. Obviously, I probably been more negative than most people, but it's just how we feel, man. Like we talked about this last night. We're not going to tell you what you want to hear. We're going to tell you what we honestly feel. If you want to debate us, that's cool. You know what I mean? That's the kind of way I look at it.
It's how we move on from these losses. The 24, 48 hours, everything we say, like we move on come Friday, and then we're on to the next game. We're rooting for the team the same way. We're still watching. We're still supporting, but we're going to get our anger out. And we're going to say what we feel. So
yeah,
especially for you guys, there's plenty of other channels out there.
Especially where there's things that we had concerns with initially, where why didn't Braden Mann have competition in camp? The whole handling of Panera and Zerline was kind of weird. Like there's just little things that are weird that, well, you know what? We all get excited. We were giving Joe Douglas the benefit of doubt and everything. It's like one big positive love fest for everything. But if things go slightly wrong, but hey, it's okay to question something. It's just like
you had your I told you so last night. I'll have mine right now with the offensive line, dude. Like that for me, I was on that for months. Everybody was saying I was too negative. You got to have faith in Becton. You know, just added AVT. They put all these resources, fans coming back. I was like, dude, you're moving 4 or 5 starters around. Like at some point, you got to get these guys playing time in preseason first. And then just the way that they neglected the right tackle spot, moving Fant all around, it was just a shit show. And you almost knew that at least for the first couple games, it was going to be a disaster.
Yeah, well, I think Salah's comments now kind of put a bullseye on himself, and he's kind of putting pressure on his team to have a big time performance on Sunday. I mean, you cannot talk this talk, have all this scrutiny and criticism, all this doubling down this week, and then go to Cleveland and lay an egg. You can't, dude. It'll blow up so much in his face. It'll be so much added pressure. This is all unnecessary, but it's going to happen now. What's up, Tyrone?
What's going on, folks?
Big dog, what's up, man?
Yo, just sitting here listening to you guys, man. I totally agree. I just think that, listen, like you're writing checks, so let's make sure that we come out and perform Sunday. But, you know, listen, and I want to say this, man, because I've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of messages. Listen, man.
Are you actually answering them?
Yeah, I'm replying.
Okay, good. That's good to know.
Listen. And it's this, man. I love this team, and we love this team. So If I see something wrong, listen, man, I've loved this team so long. We've been losing for 10 years, 10 straight years.
Yep.
People get tired. And just keep believing that it's gonna get better. Listen, I watched the Giants, I watched the Detroit Lions, I watched a lot of teams come out that went through way more stuff than we have and produced a solid game. All
Yep.
I'm asking for is 4 quarters. We can't get that. Is any part of your rebuild 4 quarters?
Dude, we came in with the bar low. We said what, 6,
Yep.
7 wins. I mean, play competitive football against good teams. The bar was already low.
Well, see,
So
but,
I know it's one
Primetime,
game,
and
but
this
that
is
was a shitty
my
start.
biggest complaint about this entire situation. Saleh and Joe Douglas, this entire offseason have been praised
Mhm.
endlessly. Great free agency moves, solid plan, great value on your contracts, good this, good that. The draft, people are calling Joe Douglas the second coming of the draft guru. The Jets have been getting praised the entire offseason. And then we all, as fans, kept things realistic, saying, you know what? With all these new additions, we understand it's a year 2 of a rebuild, a lot of new talent. It's going to take time. 7 wins, 8 wins. We're not talking playoffs. We're not talking Super Bowl. We're not saying win 8 in a row. We kept everything realistic, right? Nobody's really mocking him. They've been praising him, and we've been understanding. We've been patient. We let him mail in last year. We let him just suck last year and all tolerate. No big deal. So when you go to the first game of the season and don't play the low standards that we have, you're allowed to be mad. Like, it's okay to be pissed off once in a while. Like, dude, at some point you got to turn the corner. So week 1, it didn't happen. Now week 2, another opportunity. But now week 2's got a lot more pressure because now your coach is doubling down and saying, you don't know what we see, which is eerily similar to what other coaches in the past have said. But this is like, I don't understand, like, the fans like getting like a bad rap or something like that when everybody's been praising them. That we've been patient. We've all supported Saleh. We supported Douglas. We even, there's right. It hasn't been this,
and that's why I said it
anger
last
anywhere.
night, though. Like that one quote he said about, just being frustrated. We all want to win now. It's tiring losing this way. Like, if he had that tone throughout the entire press conference, I don't think anybody's complaining right now.
Nope.
Like, there's no pressure on him. I mean, obviously there's going to be pressure on him regardless, but there's not that added spotlight that he put on now, where it's like, if these guys don't show up, now you're talking about, like, did you lose the locker room? Like, are the players just tuning you out at this point? Because they're all watching him getting shitted on. Like the beat reporters, national media, everybody is shitting on Saleh right now. So if this team doesn't show up on Sunday, like, that's a pretty telling indictment, I think.
And you know what's really funny is I watched earlier, I was listening earlier, that Denver coach came out today and said he made a mistake. Say, look, I should have went for it on 4 for 5. Should have kicked a 64-yard field goal. All we wanted to hear is like, look, man, we didn't show up. We didn't have a good game. It is what it is. Let's move forward.
Yep.
No problems. But you out here getting emotional, man. The worst thing in the world is reacting off your emotions, because you're always going to make a mistake. You're always going to do something that you shouldn't do or say something you shouldn't say. Just let it ride. So,
but see, Tyrone, in this market, bro, there's one thing. There's 2 battles you're never going to win. Against the media and against the fans. Don't even go down that path. It's just not worth the energy. It's not worth the attention. It's not worth the distraction. It's not worth it. Like, the Jets were literally all over the news today for no friggin' reason whatsoever, because you had to pass that comment and double down on the Michael Kay show.
And as the head coach, you got to be above that. You set the example. Like, Becton did this. He did this exact same act, this exact same thing. I'm going to keep all the receipts. I'm going to show all the doubters. And look what happened.
See, if anything, that's a speech you give in the locker room.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
keep that in the locker room. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But what you do is
like week 5.
What you do is you go out you don't say that. You go out this week and you bust Cleveland's ass, and all is forgiven and everybody's happy. But you know what I'm saying? You get in your feelings. Listen, at the end of the day, man, listen, we want to see better football. And I'm sorry that all the years that we lost, listen, at the end of the day, you're the head coach, man. So you're accountable, man. I'm tired of hearing about how good these teams practice and don't show up on Sunday. And I've heard that for 7 fucking years. I'm tired of it.
And that was the part that bothered me, I think, more than the receipt comments. The fact that he did go back 3 years, like when they've had so many resources to pour into this roster. He's been here the last 2 off seasons, dude. Cap space up the ass, $100 million each year, all these draft picks. Like, this is your team. I understand some of the younger guys might take time to develop, but you got a lot of veterans on this team too. Yeah. Tomlinson played like shit. They gave Uzama $10 million. They didn't fucking use him. They gave Lawson $15 million. He didn't play good. Corey Davis making $12 million. He dropped a pass. Like, these are their guys. Like, this isn't McCagnon. This isn't Idzik. Like, this isn't Bowles. This isn't Gase. This is your team now.
I mean, that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. Listen, you can't make excuses, man, about what the problem is. Listen, this is probably one of the most talented teams we can put on the field in about 10 years. So
Yep.
there's no more excuses, man. Like people get hurt, injured all the time. Listen, and this is what kind of pissed me off. I watched Baltimore third string tackle come in and not give up anything.
Well,
Yo, so
before
I was saying that-
we go down that
I know
path,
you saw that one.
that backup lineman is also very versatile and actually very
Yeah.
good because about 10 Ravens fans attacked us for not knowing that. So
And,
while
you know, I'm sorry, dude. Like I saw that, but regardless, he's still their third string option.
it's still
we're
not
still
their best
paying
option. Right.
We're still paying $15 million for Carl Lawson. I
Right.
expect him to win that
Exactly.
matchup
You're supposed
regardless.
But I mean,
You're
it was
supposed to dominate.
I agree, but it was funny. Like they're like, these guys don't know shit, man. That backup is not just a regular backup. I'm like, bro, you want me to know your third string fucking lineman? How am I supposed to know that? And then the one guy's like, all these guys do is curse. I'm like, you know what? 'Cause all we do is lose. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like,
And-
so, but this show is not about us. This show is about the callers tonight. And just go back to Justin and Courtney.
Yep.
Thank you guys for coming by, man. We had an absolute blast.
Shout out to you guys for making it a great experience, man.
Yeah,
Everybody
that
that came
tailgate
by, you
was
guys made it
off
that
the
way.
rails, man. It was just
Another
so.
level, dude. I'm
Let's
still
see.
recovering.
How should we start this show off, Primetime? I'll let you choose first. There's a very interesting group here.
I want chaos kind of to start.
All
I
right,
mean,
then here it is.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Steve!
What's up, you guys? How you doing? First off, I want to just send out some thoughts really quickly. You know, first off, I want to send my thoughts out to Fireman Ed. You know, with the loss of his brother. I wish Fireman Ed and his family very, very well. You know, my condolence goes to them. The other thing I just want to say really quickly was I want to apologize to DJ Reed.
You should.
Called out DJ Reed on Sunday for what he did, you know, when he made the interception, and a lot of other Jet fans did. And apparently I found this out after the game was when his father passed away. So DJ Reed, my thoughts and condolences go to you. I like to apologize on my behalf on that. And I wish everything for you and your family very well. So first off, you know,
I
man,
felt that, Steve.
last
Well done.
48
Me too.
hours, you know, you guys are nailing it right on the point. The last 48 hours have been absolutely crazy for us Jet fans because, you know, the last couple of days and just today when I was at work, I got made fun of by one of my district managers. He came up to me. He told me, JETS, oh, wait, you lost on Sunday. You lost. I honestly, I was like, okay, yeah, well, yeah, it was the first game. But, you know, that game on Sunday frustrated the hell out of me. One, because a couple of things. The offensive line absolutely stunk. Like, I was watching Joe Flacco running for his life, and Lincoln Tomlinson, who was a Pro Bowl guard, was getting beat. I'm like, come on.
Often.
8 pressures.
He was, thank you. And the thing that I didn't understand was because I got worried more about the other side of the offensive line compared to the other offensive side of the offensive line, which I thought was going to be really good. Instead, it ended up being the complete opposite. Listen, I'm glad for Max Mitchell that he played good, but for
You said he
Lincoln
played good.
Tomlinson and for George Fant that played terrible, that really hurt us. And the thing that I didn't understand was why wasn't Garrett Wilson being used a lot in that game? Like, after when he made that play that he scooped away from a couple of tackles, I'm like, all right, this guy should be on the field more. No, you put Corey Davis in.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here on that. Corey Davis dropping passes, and he makes how much? 13, 14 million a year?
About
and he's
12.
dropping
Yeah,
passes?
What, Steve, what were your thoughts on CJ Uzama's usage?
It was terrible. Like, I don't understand. Like, Kevin, you made a good point. We're paying him $10 million. $10 million, and Mike LaFleur doesn't use him? That was just crazy. But the one thing that blew my mind, and I watched this from last night, and Tyson, I was completely on your side. When Braden Mann punted that ball,
Oh,
I literally was about to throw my fucking phone across the room. You're just giving this team good field position, and that's how you do it? You know, listen, we just recently signed a punter, a half hour ago? What's
Yep.
his name?
Ty Long, baby.
who's
From
actually
the Chargers?
statistically worse than Braden, man.
Good start.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. And the thing was, listen, as much as I like Saleh spoke way too much. For the first time, I actually was really pissed with him for what he said. He like listen. I
What if-
understand it's.
What if the team shows up this Sunday though?
No, if the team shows up Sunday, then good for you. Good for you if the team shows up Sunday. But the thing is, solid. You cannot be talking all this talk. You got to show it on the field. Like,
Yep.
listen. I want to see competitive football. I want to see that happen every game. I hate the fact that we're getting blown out each and every week out. We saw that in 2020. We saw it in 2021. We even saw it from the other years. Like, I just don't understand. You got to get the team prepared. Now, positives, the rookies were really good. The rookies were really good
That's
in that game. Like, Sauce
I feel like this is kind of Steve's show. We're just kind of watching it. Don't you get the same
Sauce
feeling? Like, what are we even here for? We can all just log the fuck off and come back in a half
He's
hour.
killing it,
We can probably all
Yo,
walk away, come back in a half
killing it,
hour, and
though.
still be talking.
He's
Surprised he
fucking
hasn't
killing
done
it,
a
though.
podcast yet.
Yo, he's killing
Listen,
it.
Sauce Gardner was great. It was great. And Jermaine Johnson got pressure, got a sack on Lamar Jackson. Garrett Wilson was showing some flashes. Even Breece Hall. Okay, Breece Hall had a fumble. But you know what? He admitted it after the game that he messed up on the fumble. But I know he will bounce back. But this was the other thing I didn't understand. Why the fuck are you letting Flacco throw the ball over 50 times when your running game was really good? There were at times during the game when we were running the ball really well.
Mhm.
Like, use Michael Carter, use Breece Hall, run the dang
Steve,
ball.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Run
And
the
Tyson, we didn't bring this
ball.
up last night. How many times were we sitting there fucking screaming about first down runs? Every time they ran on first down, nothing was there. When they threw it on first down, they had the one deep ball to Elijah Moore. Passes were there on first down. They could run it on second down, and they were just doing the opposite. Run on first, run
There was
second.
no rhyme or reason
No.
behind what they were doing.
Tyrone,
It was like the same
Hey,
predictable like gay
yo,
shift from
Steve.
going back in the day.
Tyrone, you made a good point last night about this too. Now, I thought at first that Joe Flacco did fuck up on the interception, but you know what? When I
Cager
looked back
fell.
at that highlight,
Yeah, he
you
fell.
were right about the thing with Cager. Cager fell, unfortunately.
Didn't you watch it on TV? You saw it. They showed it.
Well, yeah, obviously I did, but then obviously I saw when Cager fell. But
Obviously, you didn't see it because you had to have Tyrone to point it out to you.
the other thing that blew my mind in this game was
That Tyrone was right. Oh,
no,
yeah.
well,
Might
not
have
going to
blown a
say
few
that,
times.
but
Haters gonna hate, baby.
But the other thing that I didn't understand from was that there was one player on that defense that I thought was terrible throughout the game, and I think pretty soon he should be cut. LaMarcus Joyner looked like clueless out there. Like, I don't understand. Like, you left Duvernay by himself on a deep coverage. And the thing was, when Duvernay got open, he was just standing there.
But hold on. The one thing is, there's a couple things. Not that I want to be in defense mode here, but you got to keep in mind, Joyner hasn't played in 2 years. First game of the season, they didn't play a lot in the preseason. Like, there's going to be these mistakes, man. That's going to happen. But this game wasn't won or lost in the defense. This game was won or lost by the horrific offense and special teams.
Yeah.
Joyner, I'm not like we've been talking about Pinnock the whole time. Like I was pissed when Pinnock was cut because when Joyner comes out, who you bringing in? Ashton Davis? You think Joyner blows? We think's behind them.
Yeah.
Tony
But
Romo.
the other thing also too from this game too was that there was
How long was
something
this
else
phone
that
call?
I
Jesus
got pissed
Christ.
off with this game too. And you guys mentioned this too. The fans. When you guys were talking on Twitter about how MetLife is empty and like it's more surrounded by Raven fans, that just hurts my heart. That really hurts my heart.
Did you go to the game?
That Jet fans. What's up?
Did you go to the game?
No, I wasn't there. I couldn't make it, unfortunately. I mean, I felt bad for you guys of sitting in that disgusting rain,
That
unfortunately.
wasn't that bad. I mean, it's football weather, man. You
It was
got to man
drizzling,
up.
dude. It was drizzling.
It was
fine.
drizzling. It's just
Yo,
you
but
just
Steve.
Listen. The biggest downpour I ever went to was a few years ago against Atlanta. I'll never forget that game.
Hey, Steve, I want to make one point though. That you said about the left side of the line. Listen, Thomason gave up 4 pressures all of last year, so he's
Yeah.
gonna be okay. You know, and Fant, the reason Fant played the way he did, I blame that on our coach and our GM because they've moved him from left to right, right to left 3 or 4 times, man. That's a lot. That's a lot to do in a 3-week period. You know what I'm saying? So those two will be fine, man. Listen, that part of the line, and I'm going to be really honest with you, and I'm not making any excuses, but I'm going to say this. They had no clue what Baltimore was going to do in that line. They had no clue. And I think that Baltimore not having no tape,
Yeah.
it really struggled. I think that whatever offensive plan that our coordinator came up with was not the plan. The O-line coach,
how
that
many?
was not the plan.
Come on.
You want to go?
I mean, can we just start with Fant, Tomlinson, and McGovern? Are they not 3 veteran players? Did Baltimore break out some exotic thing that the NFL's never seen before that we can't adjust to and figure out and start blocking?
And I know they did. I know they did a couple stunts and exotic blitzes and shit here and there, but I also saw it quite a few times. Tomlinson getting his ass bull rushed back 4
Right
or
off
5
the
yards.
line.
Yeah,
He could not stop
I
a bull rush.
I was seeing
like
that
to me,
too.
that's like it's not a matter of like knowing the plays or knowing who to pick up. That you just got beat.
I mean,
Your
you
ass
know,
got
but listen,
pushed back.
that happens. Well, listen, I'm saying though, listen, he gave up 4 pressures all of last year, and he played with San Francisco and played in one of the best football divisions. You know what I'm saying in the NFL. So I think he's going to be fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Fant as well. Like I said, listen, the problems that we had in that game was the game plan. That's my biggest thing. Did they get beat? Absolutely. Fant, I'm gonna give a pass. You got to give a pass to Fant. You can't just scream at him and be
I'm
like,
not
yo.
mad at Fant at all.
Yo, you can't be.
No.
If you're sitting there working on kicking with your right foot, and then you got to kick with your left foot, you know what I'm saying? That shit is hard. And then you're going against quality players, you know what I'm saying, that are pro
Dude,
bowlers.
think about how pissed he's got to be. How much money he
Bruh.
might be losing right now
Yep.
if he struggles this year.
But listen,
I'd be
this is the
livid if
thing,
I was
though.
him.
Yo, bro, listen, this is the thing that really gets me with him, bro. Like, yo, class act, man, because I would have been
Oh, yeah.
pissed off. Like, once I moved the first time, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're going to keep me on the right. You want to move me to the left. Why? I played the best like why are we having a competition when you know I was the better player at the left last year? So you disrespect me there. Then Becton gets hurt. What do you want to do? Now you want to move me to the right? Why don't you go get a fucking right guard? I mean, right tackle. Why you gotta be
You brought
left
up a great
tackle?
point last night. When Brown comes back, what do they do now? Like if I'm
No,
Fant,
I
I'm
mean,
saying I'm not
listen.
moving again. I'm not moving again.
Bro, listen, prime time, I'm gonna be really honest with you. And this shit sounds crazy. But yo, I'll play the young boy. I swear to God I would, man. I would play the young boy and I would
But how
solve
much
my
you
offensive
paying
line
Dwayne
problems.
Brown, dude?
I mean, Tyson,
on the
what
right
are you gonna
side.
do? You're gonna move Fant back? You're gonna move
Dude,
Fant back to the right?
If we're going
That's
back
just
to what I
crazy.
wanted, initially when this all went down, I said keep Fant at left tackle and go sign a right
Yeah,
tackle. Is what I said. So you don't have all this fucking
Tyson.
going back and forth bullshit.
Tyson, you know what's so crazy, Tyson? I remember the show you said that shit. And yo, listen, it resonated because it made fucking sense. So what does your GM go do? He goes on a left tackle. So then he
Now
wants to
we got
move.
limbo.
Yo, and I'm saying, if I'm Fant, I'm not moving anymore. Listen, when I say they're making this man look bad, they're making this man look bad.
Well,
And
he's
I
got
couldn't
to
get it.
he's got to bounce back this Sunday and figure out. Steve, thanks for
This
calling,
team-
man. We
hey,
appreciate
guys,
it.
last thing is just this team just got to back up. They got to get everything back
They got to
together.
back up, or they got to go forward.
thought we gotta move forward.
They got to get their stuff back together because if this is going to continue, this is going to be another long season. It's going to be another long season if they don't get their
A
stuff
long
together.
season already. it
Nah,
feels like.
Steve,
Shit.
listen, Steve. But hold on, one last thing real quickly, Steve. This season doesn't
How much
start
longer is this call gonna get?
till number 2
Yeah.
gets on the field. Once number
Tyrone
2 is on the
keeps talking
field,
to him. Like, they're like,
the
they don't
season
realize like
starts.
there's other
But
20 more calls
hang
on
on.
hold right now.
Hang on, I got
Yo.
Tyrone. Can you say?
Adios. That's it.
Yo, listen, this is the first time Tyson's ever been nice to Steve, bro. You let Steve.
Everybody's
Steve
up hold on
took full
about
advantage
this
of that
fucking guy. It's like a goddamn fucking it's a sermon. Get off
shit.
the
Yo,
goddamn
Steve
thing
took
already.
Oh,
full
shit.
advantage of that shit, bro. Steve was like, yo.
That was
Where
actually
was
a good
Paul
call,
at
though.
on Sunday?
Yeah, I
Paul,
know.
he's
I
like,
had
yo,
food for you, man.
what's funny is we tell everybody J21. I mean, Tyrone says J22 in his video, but we can't make things perfect around here. J21. So then we're getting messages. Are you in J21? Where's J21? I'm like, we're here. Everybody else found
The
this. So
big
Paul, we're mad at you,
J21
man.
sign.
Paul owes us something now. We're going to go
Oh.
to Steve. What's up, man?
Another Steve.
Back-to-back Steves to start off the show, huh?
That's right.
Steve
Hey,
Square. What's up, man?
Tough one to follow, man. What's up, big dog?
No, I would reiterate everything you guys just said. I mean, and what it makes it worse is how our head coach talked about yesterday and putting that target on his back. I agree. You know, if you wanted to say that to the locker room internally, not in front of the media, maybe that's one thing, but they have to go out and win on Sunday, and that's it. I mean, I think if you win next week and you're 1-1 going back home against the Bengals, maybe the fans are going to be a little more excited to come back home at MetLife, but it's just really frustrating because I think for once we at least saw that there's talent on this team, but can we be better prepared coaching? Yeah.
What is that light, man? I'm distracted.
Oh, so yeah, there's like a little pavilion in the deck outside, and
thought that was like bullet shots through the through the
Oh.
window or the door or
I
something.
thought you were setting the mood for your shorty later, man. You know what I mean? Like, yo, baby, hold on. We just call real quick.
Oh, shit.
So I got to ask you, what were your thoughts on the usage of Garrett Wilson and Uzama on offense?
Well, Uzama made no sense. I mean, because, Jet fans, I think we understood that Conklin was going to be tight end 1 for the most part, but, national media and all that stuff thought Uzama was the main tight end, but you didn't even see him on the field. I mean, I know it said 20-something reps, but I wouldn't have noticed him at all, except maybe for a couple run plays. I mean, I really didn't see his name out there. And why not have 2 tight end sets? Entering the game, we thought the right side was going to be a problem. Mitchell, he wasn't great, but he wasn't the worst lineman of the day.
Yeah.
Why don't you put a couple tight ends on the right side and you have a couple receiving options? And it just made no sense. And you abandoned the run too early.
Instead of going 13 personnel, you could have went 12 personnel, put Garrett Wilson on the field. That didn't make any sense. I definitely agree with you on that one, Steve.
So, Steve, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious that Sal is going to start Flacco this week. I mean, they're not going to make a significant change, but would you have him on a much shorter leash this week, where if he has a similar, first half as last week, or where the offense is stagnant and really just going nowhere, would you make a switch at halftime and bring in Mike White?
Absolutely. I mean, it's got to send a message after a while. I mean, I understood last year, we were going to take our lumps. We didn't expect much, but you got some more veterans in the room this year. Some players are in their second season with the same coaching staff that drafted them last year. Like, show that there's development along the way. There's more discipline. You've been here longer. We expect this. Or same thing with Flacco. He's been here for a while now too. Like, believe it or not, as a Jet. So,
Steve,
you got to do something.
I was liking you, Steve, but man, I don't agree with that, man. Listen, why are we putting all this blame on Flacco when the line couldn't fucking block? Like, yo, does anybody realize that, he was under pure duress?
We understand. We understand. They understand. They understand.
Mike White in. Mike White's gonna do something better. Come on.
Is Mike White a better? Can Mike White at least run around and do something? If your offense is stagnant and going nowhere, why not make a change? Let me get a spark.
Tyson, it's the line. Fix the line. Listen,
okay,
Flacco
that's fine.
The problem Sunday.
So then, if Flacco can't get out of his own ways, gets sacked 5 times in the first half, do you keep him in there? Do you shoot for 10 or say, maybe Mike White is a little more mobile than Flacco is? It gives you a better chance at least to make plays.
Flacco's a better quarterback.
That's debatable.
He's the better. He's the better quarterback.
So one thing I'm willing to think, though, is
debatable.
Hold on.
We were saying that all training camp, to be fair.
Let me ask you a question, Tyson. So you're telling me putting 2 tight ends to help, give him a little time and maybe leak one out, or have a back chip is I understand where you're coming from. Mike White's a better athlete, and Flacco doesn't do good this game. We lose this game, and we lose because of Flacco. I understand we're going Mike White. It doesn't matter anyway because that gonna be back the following week. What I'm saying to you is why would you do that? Flacco.
My question is, if the first half is a bad half of football offensively, for whatever reason, do you just say, you know what, I'm going to sink with the entire ship for the whole game, or do you consider a change at halftime? That's all the question was.
But what about the coach adjusting to what they're doing on the line? Listen, honestly, Tyson, in prime time, and Steve also, was Flacco the problem in this game Sunday?
He was a part of it, but he was a part of it, but there was many factors, as we know. But
I was gonna say exactly.
What quarterback could survive that line? What quarterback could have survived that line?
No, it would have been tough for any quarterback to survive that line. But like I said, I don't think the offensive game plan was great. I thought they abandoned the run too early. Get the young guys on the field. Garrett Wilson's talented. Him and Moore, they should have thrown like 4-yard passes, let them get yards after the catch, see what happens, whatever. Get creative. But the only thing that I'm a little optimistic for next week is like, all right, maybe Fant's here for a week, and that's feels like a long stretch for him at this point, switching sides. So maybe full week of practice, maybe on the left, he'll calm down. I think Tomlinson will adjust, but they have to have a way better plan for this upcoming Sunday. So
what's a reasonable amount of time to say this starting 5 should be playing together at a much better level? Is it 2 games, 3 games? Like, how many games should it be before we start really roasting them?
I think the tackle thing really hurts. So I want to say 3, but I think it's going to be 4 to 5, unfortunately.
Hey, Tyson,
time for Zach. Perfect.
Tyson, week 1. Week 1. Listen, you're telling me that we're going into week 1 season, and listen, I said this to somebody earlier. We're going into game 2, right? And it's a must-win. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I personally, people make fun of me. I honestly, I think with all things considered now, without Salah put his all little comments, if the Jets don't play well on Sunday after all this receipt nonsense, that the home game's gonna be a fiasco, man.
I'll say it's not a must-win, but they can't get blown out. You cannot
Absolutely.
get blown out.
But he's the reason. Listen, why would you put unnecessary pressure on your team?
He did it.
Coach them up.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
listen,
they respond.
listen,
Maybe
and
they
this is the
respond.
problem I'm saying. This is the problem I'm saying with the line, man. Coach them up. You make adjustments. Ain't that your job? Ain't that what you're supposed to do as a coach? When you see something going wrong, you change the play, you switch somebody out, you give them help, you do shit like that. That's what competent coaches do, correct? That's what Belichick
Yeah.
would have done.
But-
That's what
but
Sean
that-
Payton would have
but that's
done.
what I was saying yesterday, though. Like they made their adjustments after the first 2 drives, and they went away from what probably could have worked, which
Yeah.
was playing
They
multiple
adjusted
tight
too
ends.
quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah, they adjusted too
But-
quick.
But if you're seeing the left side of your line getting demolished, you're saying, listen, you know Lincoln Thomas from San Francisco, right? So you know he don't do shit like this.
But dude,
You see
those are your
Fant struggling.
dude,
You don't-
those are your
but you-
veterans. They have
Exactly.
to play. They have to like.
But
What are you going to leave?
but
You're going to leave
time-
Mitchell on an island?
But prime time, what I'm saying to you is this though, like you said though, you can put a tight end over there. You're doing a lot of motion. Listen, you put Garrett Wilson on the field, and like Steve just said, you give him a 4-yard pass and let him do some magic. You know what I'm
So
saying?
then Tyrone-
You
so then
attack
Tyrone,
the
here's the-
defense.
So now they had their 1 week of lousy offensive line play. So now they have this week, they have days of practice to figure out how to make adjustments and not let it happen again. And the
Yes,
prime
sir.
time's point, the left side, including the center, if you want to include that, the middle is veteran players, man. Like this isn't Max. So that left
yeah.
side has to be much better. And
Absolutely.
if the same problem happens as last week, then LaFleur's got to change his plan and
Yep.
don't wait a half to do it.
Yep.
Real time changes. Like, listen, Flacco's
sir.
going to get killed.
Absolutely.
We can't do this. And then if they're running the ball effectively, don't stop doing it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyson, you listen. There's no other way. But Tyson, let me ask you a question. Tyson,
Ask
everybody
Steve
knows
the
you-
question. He's on the call. What am I here
Steve.
for?
Well, Steve, listen. Tyson's an MMA fighter, right? So let me ask you: when you're being aggressive, when you're going out and you're fighting a fighter, right? You're not gonna wait to get hit in the face. Sometimes, at
Mm-mm.
some point, you're gonna attack. You're gonna attack with your skills, correct?
Our motto is always be first. Be first. Never wait.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So that's what Prime Time was saying earlier, or what Steve was saying earlier as well. You put Garrett on the field. You create football's a mismatches, right? So if you're gonna rush me, I'm gonna get the ball in one of my playmakers' hands, and I'm gonna make you pay for it every fucking time. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I'm going to be at the Pittsburgh game week 4 on the road, and I'm still saying to myself, I don't believe I'm going to see Zach in person. I'm probably going to see Joe Flacco after driving 6 hours out there. But I just feel like there's something, I feel like even Brown, like, they said IR 4 weeks. Well, then Salah's like, we'll get him hopefully back this year. I'm like, I feel like Dwayne Brown's out for the season secretly or something like that. So
You can't
They're-
trust
they're-
anything the Jets say about injuries.
They're
You can't.
making it sound like he probably needs surgery, and that they're just going to go with rehab to start, see if that's going to work, and then he'll probably end up getting surgery anyway.
exactly. But yeah, I'll let you guys go to get some other callers out of the way. But appreciate all you guys do, and yeah, hopefully we bounce back.
Enjoy the club,
Appreciate
man.
it, man.
Thanks, guys. See you
Have
later.
a good night.
All right. We're going to go to, let's see here. We'll go to Bubs. See what Bubs bring to the table.
How's it going?
What's up,
How you
Bubs?
doing, man?
Bubs.
Your hair's looking
I-
extra spiky today.
Yeah. That's what happens when you watch the Jets.
He's got like a Paulie D vibe to
Yeah,
him right
right?
now, doesn't he?
I have a question. I seriously wonder sometimes if it's Woody and Christopher running this, like secretly running the offense. It's just
I can tell you what, I think Woody and Christopher had a lot of say behind that whole Zach Wilson could have played on week 1 thing, try to sell tickets, especially seeing how empty that stadium was. But whatever.
Yeah. Like my biggest issue is like, and I'll get in. Obviously, I kind of echo what the two Steve said. Like it was obviously frustrating. My biggest thing is I'm just like tired of, like, you guys mentioned this yesterday on your show and all the radio and stuff like that. Like, I'm just tired of the excuses. Like I hear today, you hear from people, oh, we're playing with our backup quarterback. Those are the same people that like 2 days ago were saying, oh, Flacco gives us a better chance to win than
Yes.
Wilson because he could read the defense better and is a veteran. It's like,
Yes,
I'm like tired of the excuses. Like the bar is already set so low. Like win 7-8 games. Like that's you're already below 500. That's not making the playoffs, and yet we still find a way to like get lower than that bar. It's like, I mean, and then watching that Giants game, seeing what Dable and them are doing, seeing them compete, seeing the Lions compete, seeing the Jaguars compete, all these other teams compete, and it's like the Jets are still like light years behind at times. Like when you're watching the game, it's just you have a home game. Like the excuses about the injuries are just ridiculous because the Ravens were dealing with their own injuries, and especially in-game stuff too, with losing their second tackle to go down to a third-string tackle. It's just it's frustrating, and then Salah with his comments and like the whole the receipt stuff, and then you see it on the New York Post of him holding the receipts. It's just such a it's frustrating, and And I'm just like, I want to say this, like, this whole solid thing with like this all gas, no break. Like, he's saying all this stuff, but like, I don't know if you guys agree with this. Like that Garrett Wilson play on third down and what was it, 10, where he gained 9 yards, made 3 moves.
9.5.
Yeah, 9.5. Yeah. And then, Saleh then kind of goes in the press conference and says, he's got a, lower shoulder or whatever. It's like, what do you like what? And then it's like all gas, no break. And then you punt it on 4th down and 1. Like your offense is struggling. Go for it there.
Yep.
Like you kind of get a little.
Didn't Mike McDaniel go for it on like a 4th and 7 where they hit one of their guys for Jalen Waddle for a touchdown, I think, right?
Waddle for a slant for a touchdown, absolutely.
Dude,
yeah.
Like, and then the other going
coaching,
for the 2-point conversion, play to win the game. Like it's a mindset.
Yeah.
You have to instill that in your players.
Exactly. And Dable's going for 2 for the win. Like all gas, no break. Like go for it. Like your offense isn't doing anything all game. You find a little bit of momentum. You take them off the field, and boom, that's gone. And I forget, was that the Braden Mann 20-yard punt that punt, or was
later?
That was later.
Yeah. It was just. And I know you guys were there. I wasn't there. I was just watching on TV. I think the loudest that stadium was during the national anthem, which I thought was cool. But would you guys agree? I mean, I know you guys
you're making a really good point, and that's something that Saleh has been his own biggest hype man. The all gas, no break, all these great slogans, 60% this, like all this hype, and then when we watch it, the defense backed it up. The defense was flying around. They look solid. They look fast, which is good. When they play against better offenses, I want to see them play the same way. But then it's like there's certain other things you just don't see it. Like your offense was getting manhandled, man. Like the line was just getting destroyed. And it's just like you don't understand it. And then when you hear him try to explain the reason why they didn't play Uzuma, why Garrett Wilson didn't play, and it's just like it just doesn't make any sense. It's really, really frustrating.
And you wonder how all these guys are like taking it internally too. Like a lot of these guys aren't used to losing. Tomlinson from San Francisco, he's not used to losing. Garrett Wilson, he's a winner at Ohio State. Uzama was just in the Super Bowl. Like these guys are winners. These guys are leaders, at least throughout their career. Yeah, Gardner too. Like these guys aren't used to losing. So there's only so much of this shit they're going to take for the guys that have been here, and even some of the new blood too.
You know what's so crazy? I'm gonna tell you guys something, right? You know what? My ex told me one time that she loved me, right, and she lied. So I don't give a fuck what you say you're gonna do. If you don't do what you say you're gonna do, I'm tired of hearing it. So this 60% is all gas, no brakes.
But that's where it gets frustrating,
These
though. Like
slogans
sometimes
suck, bro.
But sometimes less is more, Tyrone. Sometimes less is more. Say less and do more.
Show up, listen. Show up and show out, man. Listen.
Like I would have had a lot more respect for Saleh if he didn't say what he said yesterday, and then Sunday they beat the Browns. Be like, you know what? We knew we had it in us. We had like you don't need to convince us that you're a good team. You don't need to convince your own locker room. You just show us. That's where it makes a difference.
Is he convincing himself? Does he know that he's telling us BS? He got to say that shit to believe. Because listen, at some point, man.
Or is he trying to convince Woody and ownership?
He's embarrassing himself.
At some point, man, you got to show. Listen, man, I watched the Giants be competitive. I watched Jacksonville, who was in disarray last year, be competitive. I watched every other team, except with us in Arizona.
The Texans, the Seahawks,
listen,
every one, dude.
Prime
every
time.
single
Listen,
team.
2 quick things real quick. The Bears completed 8 passes.
Talk to Bubs. Bubs is the caller.
Bubs, go ahead. It's your show, baby. I'm just here. I'm pissed, Bubs. I'm hurt, man.
I feel your pain. To add on to like the Saleh stuff too, like you go from trusting the process and now we got to like accelerate the process. Like,
It's gonna be the next
maybe this is just me, but like I feel like in a way he's starting to feel like him and Douglas maybe being a little too patient. Like it's now like, look, we like the honeymoon's over. Like we got to start winning because now you're hearing all this, and then what annoyed me too is he was saying how he was proud of the guys that fought. They competed, and it's just like that's the same stuff. And I don't want to compare him to Gase, but that's the same stuff Gase said. Good week of practice, they fought. How is competing losing 24-9 in which you were down 24-3 and you scored a meaningless touchdown in the fourth quarter? That's not competing. And the Uzama stuff's ridiculous. Like there was a stat. But Uzama last year in 2 games. Yeah, what were you saying?
No, but I'll let you go on. But the one thing is that if you think about the one person that he criticized was Garrett Wilson, who gave you a ridiculous effort. Why, if you were going to really try to hold people accountable, like, you know what? Ask about Laken Tomlinson. Hey, man, your left guard had a little bit of a problem. Like, I expect better. Like, if you're going to pinpoint one player or something like that, it's weird that he chose a rookie off that play when your offensive line played like shit. Nobody's blocking and dropping passes and everything else. It was
your field goal kicker, your punter. You had a lot of people you could have picked on that day. Real tough.
Garrett Wilson was the example.
Joyner.
Hey, go ahead about Azuma.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just add on to what you said, and I'll get to Uzama too. Like, you see Dable ripping Daniel Jones on the sideline. Like, that's what I was hoping to see out of Salah. We haven't seen that. And then, he rips Wilson and says, we
He doesn't talk to the players much during the
That's
game.
just, yeah.
Unless
he
it's like a
doesn't,
high
though.
five coming off after a big
No,
play. Like
He does it, or a big hit or something, he gets pumped up, but you don't see him going over there and
Or
coaching.
if a penalty,
especially
ref, yeah.
especially the defense. Why would you walk and at least talk to the defense?
Yeah. And then you don't have tight ends for years. And Uzama last year, I saw this on like the Jet pre thing they do like on Wednesday or Thursday with Bart Scott and then the other Janae Coakley, I think her name is, on SNY. I was watching it, and they pulled up a stat. Last year, Uzama in 2 games against the Ravens had 8 catches, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
And it's like they don't even target him. It's like,
Yep.
what? Like they clearly had a tough time. I don't want to really hear, Wink Martindale's no longer there. No, they had a tough time covering
Ravens must have
Uzama.
taken him away. They made some adjustments.
Yep.
It's just like you don't have a tight end, and then you don't get Conklin involved, and it's just watching all these other teams. It's and I can't continue to say it's a lack of talent. It's coaching at this point because like you watch.
There's more than enough
just-
talent, dude.
Yeah, it's
I was surprised they used Cager as much as they did.
Yeah, you saw more Cager than Uzama.
Yeah,
He's falling.
Ruckert was inactive. Mims was inactive. I'm like,
But to see if you think about it though, even throughout the preseason, they were featuring Conklin a lot, dude. In the games and the practice, you saw a lot of them. They really went after him a lot. I think Uzuma was hurt. Well, didn't he come off an injury or he was slow by something?
He was hurt.
Right?
He was hurt for a little while.
Yeah.
He was hurt for a little while.
But they feature
Bub,
Conklin a lot, man.
Yo, Bub, you're absolutely correct, Bub. That's one of the best calls and statements all night long. It's exactly what it is, bro. You're tired of seeing the same thing. So, Bub, I want to ask you one more question. How do you feel about Joyner?
Yeah, I'm not happy. I mean, I'm not happy they cut Pinnock, obviously, in the first place. I mean, and I don't want to crush Whitehead because he made a couple big hits. It looked like on that play too, Whitehead in a way was like kind of like jogging. Like it looked like he was like,
he was slow.
I don't know. I mean, Joyner got burnt. Whitehead was there, and then you had the Duvernay touchdown prior. And I believe what annoyed me most about that was prior to that play was the fumble in which the Jets had 4 guys. Was that the play where they had like 4 guys around the ball?
Trying to pick the ball up instead of falling on it. Yeah.
And then the Jets got 4 guys, and the one Raven that's there picks it up. Next play, 55-yard touchdown. Joyner gets burnt. It's frustrating because the expectation's already low. You go out and get blown out at home. It's just like I mean, I haven't endured as long as you guys, but you got to turn around this week because if you go into Cleveland and lose 31-10, the media is going to tear them apart. And then,
the media, this show.
Yeah. And
Tyson will be in rare form Monday, buddy.
I'm already on a lot of shit lists right now.
If
You
you
can't have
don't-
many more.
if you don't play Mike White this week, got to play him next week in the black uniforms against the Bengals because that worked last year.
That's true.
right.
That's a
Yeah.
very good point.
That's
man.
right.
That's a very good
Absolutely.
point.
Bring him
That's
back.
right.
The Mike
Yep.
White game. Bring him back.
Bring him back for the redemption game.
Mike
Or-
White game part 2. Let's do it.
Yep.
How's your show doing, man?
Going pretty good. Pretty good.
How many episodes do you have?
I think I'm on like in the 20s now.
Really? Did you do like a preview and a post game?
Yeah, preview post game. And then some other small stuff. I mean, I did like the whole Wilson injury fiasco last week. But a lot of just previews, recaps and stuff. So
How you
hoping
enjoying it?
I'm liking it a lot. I mean, and now it's my school starting. I have a lot more times in the week, a lot more time on the weekends to do it. So it allows me to get a lot more.
What are you
like,
doing
What
at
do you do at
night?
night?
Man? What are you doing at night, man?
Yeah.
Who the hell
Uh,
sleeps? We don't sleep until like freaking December around here.
Yeah. Yeah, but so yeah, it's
but
been going
what?
good.
You gotta find time, man.
Yeah, it's
Put an
Yeah.
hour into it every night. You'll be amazed at what you get accomplished in like 2 years. Telling
Yeah.
you.
yeah, and I'm still doing my other shows like the week where I try to do daily stuff too. So, but yeah, just continue to try to get better and build and hopefully want to
grinding,
go
bro.
down that road next way.
I'm
So,
proud.
Cool.
Real proud of you, Bub, man. Keep doing
Have a
what
good
you're
night,
doing.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in.
yep, you too. Appreciate it.
Have a good night.
All right. We will go to Mr. Vinny. What's up, man?
Guys, how's everything? Tyson,
What's up, Vin?
prime time. I just want to say thanks again for having me and Pops at your tailgate. It was a blast. He had a great time. Needless to say, based on the team's performance, I mentioned it on one of your videos as a comment. I don't think we're going to be coming back.
Dude, you gotta tell your father, man. The Peppers were phenomenal, dude. They were so good.
Can I tell you something? He got
get
up
any of
at
the papers.
5:30 in the morning to pick those out of the yard, and he calls me as I'm like getting ready to drive down to his house before we make the trip to the States. Like, I gotta get these for the guys. I gotta get these for the guys. I'm like, okay.
So good, man.
Bro, that's cool.
I didn't get any peppers. What the fuck?
Yeah, I ate them all. Sorry.
Yeah, there was a
My
whole
bad.
bag prime time.
ate
I
them all.
saw the bag. I was busy cooking steaks and I didn't get
He
any
was
peppers.
busy losing to John in the state competition, but that's, he's busy.
Well,
But
for
my steak was so legit.
for whoever here in the chat wasn't able to make it to the tailgate, Primetime did an excellent spread and even better job
Thank
cooking
you,
on the
Vin.
tailgate.
Thank you,
So, hats off to Primetime.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming by.
So, I mean, where do I start? I mean, we want to keep positive vibes here, but how could you when you go to your home opener? It was my first home opener since 2012, and I saw purple in just about every single section of the stadium, which was very disheartening. It kind of was like preseason-ish almost. Like, you always get that mixed bag of fans that come to the preseason. But in any case, a couple of things I want to mention that, what's up, brother? And that I didn't understand that nobody has brought up just yet is body language with this coach. Like in the second half, I mean, I was on the Jets sideline on the third tier, and there was a point in time I just watched Coach Saleh. He's got his arms folded, and he's pacing up and down the sideline looking at the floor. And I just screamed at one point, dude, unfold your arms and start blasting this defense. I mean, you got to start saying something. I'm not personally a fan of these coaches that want to be friends with the players. I wanted somebody that was going to come out and start busting balls. And we're not getting that anymore. And I know in the history of the Jets, if you look at when they fire a coach, they try to get the complete opposite of who they had. Like Adam Gase was a guy that everybody hated. Okay, now we bring in Coach Saleh. We want somebody who's going to be loved by all the players. And I
what was
just
the
don't
problem
understand
before Gase? We needed an offensive
Yeah, but
mind,
see,
right?
you can be a player's coach, but at the same time be demonstrative and hold guys accountable and do some things. Like what Daboll did was awesome with Daniel Jones. Like that kind of shit. It's like, listen, I'll be your friend. I'll help you out. But when shit goes wrong, I'm gonna be in your face because I want you to fix it immediately. Like you got to change. Or if you're lacking the physicality and offensive line where you're just getting pushed around, get in their face. Come on, we got to be more physical. We got to do this. You got to find ways to rally your troops somehow, man. It's physical. It's an emotional sport.
It almost feels like Saleh kind of defers to everybody else to handle that shit. Like he's afraid to go head on and address a veteran player, get in somebody's face, like you just said. Like even in training camp, it almost seemed like he was just an overseer of everything, and he's just going to let the offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators handle their shit, and he's just going to watch and kind of oversee it all. But he doesn't directly coach people.
No, and I thought we were getting this CEO that was going to be, on top of the offense, defense, and the special teams. I mean, for God's sake, you guys want to talk about changing. At halftime, it's 10-3. It was an ugly game as it is, but by the grace of God, it's still a ball game. How about an adjustment? And they came out in the second half. They didn't make it a change. They didn't open up the playbook. Did we see one shot being taken downfield? Did they feed Garrett Wilson a little bit more? How about possibly making a quarterback change late in the fourth quarter? If Flacco truthfully has to play next week, why the hell is he still out there getting embarrassed?
Hard to go deep though when there's no time to throw the ball either. I mean that was.
But let me ask you a question. Back to what you said earlier, Vinny. Listen, do you think maybe Saleh has a defensive coordinator mindset instead of a head coach mindset? Is that the problem? Is that because it's starting to make me think that's what it really is? Like he's more of a coordinator than a head coach.
Yeah, but we were Tyrone, not to cut you off. We were all expecting to be all over Albrick's balls this year because of the defense last year. The defense came to play. Quan Alexander, Michael Carter II, Sauce held his own on his side. The offense stinks. And furthermore, for anyone out there that's saying Mike White should not play at all next week, newsflash. Mike White had the best performance of any Jets quarterback, I would argue, in the last decade in that Bengals game. Joe Flacco has never won a game for this team in every single game he started. Discussion over. And you know what?
Vinny, what did he do the following week, though? What did he do the following week, though?
He got hurt.
He got hurt, and that's not his fault. But let me just say this or whatnot. I don't know if you guys listened to the fan. Beningo made a good point, and it started to make me think. It started to make me think that the Jets are fearing.
I knew somebody was going.
Hold on, I gotta say it. I know you're gonna say the Jets fear if they put Mike White out there that they know he's better than Zach Wilson, and if that's the truth and they're hiding it. That is a fireable offense.
If that's the truth, then they should all be fired. Every one of them. Joe Douglas, Saleh, everybody in that building should be fired. They should be. Because if you have a young quarterback that has the ability to play, you don't hold him back. You let him play. And if that brings out the best in competition, let that be the best competition ever and make Zach play better. Who cares?
Y'all are really believing Mike White is that guy, huh?
No, but I want
gonna
the guy.
find
I
out.
want the guy who's going to give us the best chance to win until Zach comes back. When Zach comes back, I want Zach on the field. I'm not this big Mike White supporter, but Joe Flacco's a statue. His best days are behind him.
I won't go as far as Beningo is going, but I do think to some extent, hearing all the Mike White chants, the 400-yard game, like he was fucking popular as hell last year. I think when you take a quarterback number 2 overall, you start saying, all right, if Mike White isn't this franchise quarterback, why are we maybe hyping up the fan base and putting in theory, our franchise quarterback at a disadvantage? So, I mean, is that the right thing to do? I completely disagree. Like Tyson said, I think that's a fireable offense if they're going to do that. But I mean, do you think that's not realistic though?
I think Mike White
I
is
don't.
good. I think he had a great game against the Bengals. It was a great story, yo.
You don't
He's
think they
not
talk about
better
that
than
shit though?
Flacco.
You don't
Yeah,
think
but
they talk
guys,
about that shit?
The team literally rallied around him. They were all Michael
what I'm
Carter,
saying.
Elijah Moore. They were all around him.
How about the fact
It's a
last year,
conversation.
before they traded for Flacco, the coaching staff thought so highly of Mike White, they didn't even bring back Flacco. They said Mike White's the primary backup. How about that? They must have liked him for some reason last year to make him the primary backup.
But what I think is funny is it's just funny, man, because we're like one bad game away from having a quarterback controversy on this team.
No, I don't think so. I think Zach is.
I don't think Zach's
quarterback
coming back to like
anyway.
week 5, dude. I don't think
Yo.
he's not gonna be another
Listen,
month.
Zach is our future, and I understand that. And I understand you guys. Listen, I love Mike White as well, but I'm not going to sit here and say that Mike White gives a better chance of winning than Flacco. That's just bullshit. Listen, he's okay. He had a great game. He's not better than Flacco.
We don't know that.
If he was, he'd be starting.
I tend to agree with you, but we don't know that. We don't really know.
But he would be. Listen, let me tell you something. Okay, Zach goes down. You got a choice between Flacco and Mike White.
Wait, hold on.
Mike White
Wait, hold on.
Flacco, why would you start Mike White?
Didn't we just spend the first hour of the show talking about like why isn't Garrett Wilson playing? Why isn't CJ Uzomah playing?
Yep.
So is it not possible that the same shit's going on at quarterback?
Yo, the reason Wilson wasn't on the field because they went 13 personnel. That's why I'm not saying that was a wise idea. Prime time. But that's what
Well,
they
I'm just
did.
saying, like, are we
But-
putting full trust in their evaluations at every position right now?
I mean, but I'm just saying that if Mike White gave us a better chance to win, I'm pretty sure he'd been on the field, right?
Or they're just choosing better
Or
inexperience.
they're going with the old reliable, the veteran guy that they feel comfortable with, and they're just. I have this feeling that Saleh tends to favor veterans, dude. I just think he does. They get the benefit of the doubt.
Bowles did the same
whatever
shit.
reason.
Yep.
It's just exactly. Bowles did the same
Bowles was
exact
the same
thing
exact way.
until you hit like a crucial crisis, and then you make the changes where it's like, dude, look at Van Roten last year, dude. How long did Van Roten play for? Then we were like, why is he still in the game? We saw players day in and day out playing. Like, why are they still on the field? And then suddenly they make a change. And guess what? The play got better when they actually removed the guys.
Don't forget the politics of the situation. They did invest a 6th-round pick, and now they got to justify it.
What's a 6th-round pick? Listen, it makes you a question. Now, you think our OC would say, "Yo, let me go start Flacco over fucking Mike White if Mike White gives me the best chance to win, to have this team with all the weapons we have." Come on, man, y'all. Bro, that's crazy. I love the Mike White story. I love Mike White, yo. And for real,
Doesn't sound
I
like
was
it.
one that. Nah, I'm just saying, like it's just not realistic. Like, you know what I'm saying? We in this listen, the problem is, man, we're learning how to be a good football team. We've been losing for a long time. They got to learn how to win. That's a mentality. So it's our coach's responsibility to put that into these players.
With the learning how to win, Flacco's probably not your guy. He's the one with the Jets.
So what Vinny just said earlier, Vinny just said it earlier. Vinny said, "Yo, listen, his body language on the sideline is the body language of a loser." Because the coach is gonna be like, "Yo, pick your head up, let's go."
But if
fire the
you're,
guys up.
and the other point is, if Joe Flacco is telling us that the energy in the huddle, the team was lacking energy in the huddle and lacking energy on offense, that's an indictment on your quarterback
and the coaching staff.
Listen, I will agree with you on
Indictment
that
on
one,
everybody.
Tyson. I will agree with you on that. If my quarterback told me that at halftime that there was no energy in the huddle, well, I'm gonna get you the fuck out there then, because you're not the guy. Then I'll put Mike White in and let everybody get pumped up, because that doesn't make any fucking sense.
See what you started, Vinny? Look at Vinny. Vinny's just sitting there all smiling, all proud that he caused this chaos.
Listen. If Mike White goes out there, it can't be any worse than that bullshit we sat through in the rain last week. Can't be any worse.
But I tell you what, Mike LaFleur's got some pressure on him too to maximize the talent on this roster. He has way too many playmakers to have a real stagnant offense, and I don't know, man. This is gonna be interesting. This game is gonna be so interesting on Sunday. I don't know what to
Can I
expect.
make one last point? I'm not going to pull a Steve and just go on a long rant. I know there's other callers. One last thing: the special teams absolutely suck on this team.
Ugh.
How is Coach Boyer lasted through 3 coaching
regimes.
steps? He's been here with Bulls, Gase, and now
But see,
this guy.
can I ask? Let's see.
No, but I'm just saying it's just
But
like if
you-
one
but
coaching step fails, get rid of all of them.
But what I don't understand is that Braden Mann sucked last year, and they brought in no competition in training camp, and then in training camp they barely kick anyway.
Tyson, what team do you know? What good franchise invest
Right?
draft picks into punters? Kickers score points, punters don't, and kicking is usually the difference between winning and losing.
Vinny,
Look how many stud kickers
Vinny,
have been drafted the last couple of
Vinny,
years
I,
too.
I agree with you, Vinny. Like, yo, listen, at some point, man, listen. Like,
Some
yo,
bullshit.
Boyer has to go, bro. Listen, yo, 3 coaches, he's still here. And I thought maybe he was that good of an offense coordinator.
Well, hold on.
Why he stuck around.
Special teams was fine
special
last
teams
year.
coordinator?
Barrios made a Pro Bowl. Special teams was fine last
How
year.
many kickers
Who-
did we
who
go
makes
through
the-
last year?
But-
I'm
Prime
saying,
time?
hold on. Who makes the decision though to keep the kicker and punter? Is that Joe Douglas or is that Brand Boyer?
Here's my
He
question.
got to have
hold
a
on. I got a
say-so.
question. I got a question. Tell me how when Morstad is special teams player of the month is cut to keep your draft pick Braden Mann. Explain that to me.
I'm not justifying. I'm saying,
Bro.
is that Brand Boyer's decision or is that Joe Douglas's decision?
That's what I
Who
wanna
makes that
know.
call? Who makes
Because
that call?
he was a much better punter last year. They
Exactly.
brought
I
back Braden
agree
Mann,
with
and
you.
then Morstad
Completely
was still
agree with you.
great. And then
Completely agree
you
with
knew that, and you still doubled down on Brady Mann this year, probably because he's cheap, and you drafted him, and you brought in no competition.
But he's horrible, though.
So I'm saying, though,
That's
if
why
we're
I
clinging
go back
on,
about justifying draft picks. That's where
what I
that
was
all
just gonna
comes
say.
from.
If we're
Goes back
clinging
to
on to, if
justifying
we're
that.
clinging on to Mann because he was a 6th round pick, doesn't that say maybe this is more Joe Douglas than it is Brand Boyer?
Yep.
No, I hear you. But punters are a dime a dozen. Just we got another one. Get another one because this guy
Yeah,
is
just move on
awful.
already.
But what about the field goal kicker, bro? When is
I didn't like
pull
that
an
choice
axe
to
on
begin
him?
with, though. I didn't like that
Nah,
choice.
bro,
to
it's a
begin
bad
with.
choice.
Bring back Pinheiro.
Absolutely.
Too late. He's with Carolina
Did,
now.
did you see that tweet
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Connor Hughes last night? Jets have like 7 kickers on active rosters right now.
Oh my God.
It's fucking
We don't got
ridiculous.
one of them, bro. Hey, bro, yo, listen, that's the running joke, bro. Listen, we've had a field goal kicking problem since Myers went to Seattle, bro. We finally
And,
get
and the
one.
Chief and the
You don't
Chiefs
wanna
just
pay
picked up
him.
the Chiefs just picked up Amendola yesterday too.
Yep.
Forgot about him.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
kicker's hurt, so he might be up on Thursday
Amendola's a better punter than fucking Braden Mann.
Yo, remember the first game when Man got hurt? Yo,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
Vinny, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Until next time, guys.
All right, Vinny.
Good
night,
seeing you on
man.
Sunday too, man. We had a blast.
Likewise.
Yeah, that tailgate was epic. So thank you guys for joining us. Obviously, another show that's going down the wrong path. We're gonna get roasted tomorrow for our negativity.
Sure.
Appreciate that. It's always fun. They hate us. Oh, we got to share the link too because Dan's trying to get on. You know,
How the
he's
hell
gonna
are the Mets losing 3-0 with DeGrom on the mound?
Are they
This is not
really?
my week. Yep.
Yo, how
This is not my week.
Are they playing the Cubs?
Yeah, it's freaking Cubs. They lost yesterday too.
All right, we will go to Luca. What's up, man?
What's going
Yo.
on, everybody, on a very somber Tuesday? I'd like to thank both Tyson and Kevin for hosting the best tailgate ever.
Thank you for the sausage, man. She was good.
No problem. I know it was hit. I know it was a hit. Ed liked it. Jomo liked it. Obviously, you cooked it very well, so I got to give you that props.
Appreciate that.
Steak was really good. But to bounce off, I'm going to start with the kickers, and then I'm going to get into my frustrations about the head coach. I think a lot of people underrate how badly Joe Douglas has mishandled the kicker position overall. Yes, we didn't re-sign Jason Myers, but let's go through the
That was
little
McCagnon.
timeline.
That was McCagnon, Jason Myers.
No. I know that was McCagnon who didn't re-sign him, but Kari Vedvik, Sam Ficken, Sergio Castillo, Taylor Bertolette, Matt Amendola, Eddie Pinheiro, and now we've got Greg Zerline.
Yo, it's a
Good
lot.
times.
And then everybody tells me, it was McCagnon's fault for not re-signing Myers. Fine, but Joe Douglas has to, okay, let me draft a kicker like, Primetime mentioned it, Cade York, like Matt Gay, those
McPherson.
guys. McPherson, who's doing awesome things for the Bengals. And overall with this whole Robert Saleh stuff, I think there's not enough fans reading through the tea leaves because when he made that expansion team comment yesterday, I flipped shit because – fans are like, well, was he not wrong? I'm like, dude, did you not watch what happened across the stadium last year with Joe Judge doing the same shit that got him ran out of town ultimately? Like you're essentially yes, Gase was bad, McCagnon was bad. We all know that. But as Primetime said, you've had the resources, you've had the cap space,
2
the
years.
draft picks,
Yep.
and you could argue, that Saleh and LaFleur and all the coaches are not making a utilization of Douglas's personnel moves, and obviously they're in sync with these moves. But ultimately, I'm just pissed with Robert Saleh. Ultimately, I've lost all faith in him personally because. I think Primetime mentioned in his post-game video, he went after the diehards and said, if there are Jet fans not on this bandwagon anymore, they're not allowing back when we're winning. Like, who the hell are you to do that, man? Seriously, I want every single diehard who's been kicked off the Primetime mentions it again with the whole PSL bullshit, the diehards that have been kicked out and pushed away. I want them writing letters to Robert Saleh. How fucking dare you criticize me for not believing this team when we have been shit for the past 10 years? We've not had a winning season in 7 years. We haven't been to a playoff game since 2011. I was 7, and I'm now 19 years old. Dude, that was 12 years ago, man.
But see, Luka, the problem that Saleh had.
I couldn't have a beer at their last home playoff game.
But Saleh, he's talking like he's actually accomplished something as an NFL head coach. He's talking like he accomplished something last year. They accomplished nothing last year. Nothing at all. It was a redshirt year for everybody. We accepted all the losing. They played competitive games and lost, and we rewarded them. Oh, my God, this is great. Your franchise quarterback had pretty much an awful season to the last 4 games. Okay, we tried to find the bright side of everything with Saleh, and he's shoving it in your face. But based on what, dude? You have so much to fucking prove right now as a head coach on and off the field. We're buying this potential and hope and all this other shit with nothing tangible behind it. There's really nothing tangible that he's shown us so far.
He's an airhead. I really think he's an airhead. Continue, Prime.
I think I just think he's struggling a little bit and he's getting frustrated. And I think he's starting to feel the pressure because last year he had no pressure. This year he has pressure. And he knows if you string along a bunch of clunkers like this, that he's going to ratchet up. And if Zach Wilson comes back and struggles, look out, man. Just look out.
Yeah, I think his quote was, "If you hopped off the boat now, don't hop back on later," or something along those lines. And yeah, I'm interpreting that he may not have meant it at the fan base. He may have meant it at the media. I see some people saying that, but I interpreted that as I'm not allowed to criticize the team. Questioning his 4-14 record so far.
He's accomplished nothing.
That's what I'm saying. And we've seen this thing over and over again where we have every reason to be skeptical right now. It's not even jumping off the boat. It's saying, show us some results. We're all here. The fact that we're fucking doing 2 shows right after a game, after a blow, we're invested in this. We care about this. We want to see the team win. So it has nothing to do with rooting, not rooting, jumping off the boat. We all want the same shit. We're allowed to fucking question it.
You look at our chat and you look at we have fans from all over the world. We have somebody from Russia in here. You have fans from all over the world that just live and die and they want to see the best things possibly happen. Don't shove shit in our face when you've done nothing. You haven't won anything. If he was like Rex Ryan, you go 9-7, 9-7, this and that. But you know what? You've bought something now. You've bought some time from us. You've earned our respect because now you do it. I'm not going to just give you blind faith because you told me so. You haven't told me shit.
Nah, win.
It's wild, dude.
That's how you fix that problem, though. You fix that problem by winning.
Exactly.
It reminds me way too much of what the Daryl Roberts and Greg Bear, when everyone questions the fans, right? Oh, bad fans rooting for losses. Yeah, the fake ass fan comment. Dude, all that shit, you were saying before, once you start going after the fans or the media, never ever ends well. Ever.
But you know what's so crazy though? This is the whole problem I have though, man. Yo, we are diehard fans. We love this fucking team. Do you know what kind of love you'll get from us? If you just give us a little,
they should be happy. They should be happy we're still here.
17 games. We asking for 6 to 7 wins, bro. And listen, competitive football. Just show us 4 quarters of football and be in it, bro. That's all we asking. We the bad guys? Because you fucking suck at your job? Fuck out of here, man.
I also don't like those fans. This is across every fan base, those Twitter people who will just be afraid to criticize the team in any facet, whether it's Saleh, Douglas, all those different things. And I think really Saleh, I hate saying this, he's morphed into a Todd Bowles, Joe Judge hybrid. Obviously, Joe Judge with his comments yesterday and Todd Bowles, because it seems like in his comments when he justifies losing, he wants to, he doesn't want to get up on the players and get on them, for piss poor game
You know what
plan.
it is, and I understand that fan because I used to be that fan. But what happens is over time, when you see repeated failure after repeated failure, you know the warning signs, you know the red flags, and when you watch other teams successfully rebuild and find ways to win, you're like, why don't we do that? You it's comparing, you just see it. It's just based
Tyson,
on experience.
Tyson, when you met me 7 years ago, I was that fan. For
Yep.
the 4 years that we knew each other, like
Yep.
I was that fan. I
We
would
would fight all the
never.
time.
Yeah, you hated me because I was that green goggle guy. I could never
Yep.
question anything. I hated when the Jets were the joke of the media, getting shit. Like I hated that. It despised me driving to work and hearing that shit. So
Yep.
I would always feel like it was my job as a fan to go out of my way and defend them.
Yep.
I'm
wanna
done
hear
with that
something
shit. Give
You
me
wanna hear
something
something-
back on my investment, and I'll defend you.
Yo, I want to say something right here, man. You know how bad a fan I was, bro? When the Jets lose, I couldn't watch. I wouldn't talk to nobody for 2-3 days. That's how long I've been in this shit to where it hurt me. I couldn't watch Sports Center because they lost.
Yep.
You understand how much I've given to this team for them to give me nothing in return? It's been 11 years. Give me something to be happy about. Man, you know how hard it is. Listen, you see what I got on right now? I'm walking around, yo. Are you one of those? Exactly. Exactly. I'm one of those. I love this team. But it's hard, man. Like over the time, I don't even get mad when we like, yo, like now, call me after the game. I don't even care. It's crazy.
Yeah, but see, and that's why like this whole thing with the receipts with Sal is just annoying, man. Because now it's like you're back in the headlines for all the wrong reasons, and it's just like, come on, man. Like just win football games. Just say less and do more. But Luke, I got a question for you.
I'm listening.
What are your thoughts on the whole quarterback position? Are you comfortable with Flacco playing, and you think he's on a short leash or no?
I'm actually going to get into that in a second. I just got to say, I texted Tyson. I DM'd him on Twitter. I was like, dude, not once in my life have I left a sporting event early on my own time like I wanted to. But this was it. I was like, it's 24-3. It's 9/11, an emotional day for the city. It's raining outside. Not that I really care about that. And we had really expensive seats. So you had that. And I also, before I get to Tyson's, question, I think soon enough, these players are going to take advantage of Salah because how soft he is. And getting into the quarterback situation, I really think that Mike White would be a better asset to this team right now, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. It's not because of the mobility. It's because Mike White can get better through his reads. Like, I was watching early game tape yesterday, and I saw Joe Flacco just staring down one read like a rookie quarterback.
He does go. through
That's
his
my
progression pretty
problem.
quick.
Like, it was like I think it was the Garrett Wilson play. Like, it wasn't it was the intentional grounding play early in the first quarter. Flacco, does his step drop. He has Michael Carter checked down to his left side. He's staring at the right side. Cager and Corey Davis are not open. So he runs out. He's obviously getting pressure from Tomlinson's side, throws into the ground, intentional grounding. Where easily, if he could have looked right then looked left, Carter would have been open. The safety or the defensive back was tending the receivers towards back behind the first down marker. It would have been a first down or at least close to it. That's
He
my
missed
problem.
that one play, Prime. I remember one play was a Corey Davis was wide open with 25 yards.
I lost it, dude. That was as mad as I got the whole game.
Yep.
It's
There
not
was
even-
nobody within 20 yards of Corey Davis.
Nobody.
Within 20 yards of him.
Listen, I know that Flacco is the deep ball accuracy, even though we aired it out 0 times. But Mike White is just, quicker with the reads.
Thanks,
It just gives, I'm not going to say gives the offensive line room for error, but you know what? It puts a lot less pressure on the quarterback because Flacco's literally a sitting duck behind there. He's clueless. And as Tyson mentioned about the whole energy, like, you got to control that, dude. Like, I think Jet fans complained, like myself, we complained in the first year when Flacco was here with Darnold. Like, Flacco was just meh. He didn't provide any energy for Darnold. He was just taking his
Seemed like
check.
he didn't want to be here. Yeah.
No, I don't want that feeling, man. I don't want that feeling. I know
Luca, thanks for
Tyrone's
calling it, man. We
wholeheartedly
appreciate it.
disagree.
Good call.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your night.
Look,
Great
have a
seeing
good
you,
night,
man. All right. It
Who
comes
showed
up.
this
I hit.
one?
I hit it. It's come to the point.
My bad.
So, Carlos, stick with us, man. It'll be fine. This is what we do, and we're gonna bounce back this week. We'll beat the Browns. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You guys stay strong, man.
Hey,
You
Carlos,
can't
listen,
give up.
man. You
This is
can't
the fun
leave,
part of the
bro.
season.
Listen,
Not,
man. You
I'm
know
not gonna
what?
say it's insanity after week 1. Not
Yeah,
yet.
listen, man. You can't listen. I'm letting all y'all know. You can't leave, bro. We in this shit for life. Listen,
Right.
I've invested so much into the Jets. I'm here till they win a Super Bowl. I'm not leaving till then.
It's not a show until we have the Muppets and Puppets mentioned. That's when things become official around here. So wait, there's another one up here. I missed it too. Wait, is energy? We will go to Jets Unleashed. What's up, man?
Hey guys, how you guys doing today?
What's going
What's
on?
up, all right, man?
Man, do you want me to hear the good or the bad? Because I'm ready to
Start
win
with the
at the
good.
Bengals team.
Start with the good.
Yeah, we get criticized for the bad a lot.
No, we negative tonight. We went to bad tonight, baby. Let's go.
That's because Tyron doesn't answer the comments all day tomorrow. Like, you guys are so
Not at
negative.
all.
Jesus Christ.
Not at all.
Okay, so negative first. So why the hell is Bryce Hall still on this team on defense?
Oof.
The guy.
Oof.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say this guy. Every time he's on the field, he's giving up something. Either it's touchdowns, either first downs. This guy can't do nothing, and yet he's a backup. He's literally a backup when somebody goes down. Why? Just why?
I'll defend Bryce Hall here just because I mean he stepped up last year. Jets didn't have a pass rush. I thought him and Eccles did a pretty solid job in the secondary. Now he's your number 3. Him and Eccles, 3 and 4. I mean that's pretty solid depth. At least what we thought for the offseason. Obviously, he had a terrible game against the Giants. He was only out there for 5 plays, got burned. Wasn't a good game. I'd have a short leash on him going forward. I'd like to see more of Eccles
too.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, he was solid last year, so I'd give him a little bit more time. But I'd still like to see more of Eccles.
I'm not saying get rid of him, but I do understand that he's been getting burned a lot, and I would go with Eccles over him. But I would still keep him just for backup, just because you have a quality player. But listen,
it's fun. It's funny, isn't it? But Tyron, isn't it funny that there was a time last year they were saying he's like a corner number one. We don't need DJ Reed. We don't need this.
Absolutely. And he just listen. I'm gonna tell you what got me though, man. Like he regressed. That's what the scariest part is. All we heard all summer long is how great a camp he had, bro. Listen, when against the Giants, he looked horrible. He's just get on the field and you give him a touchdown. And bro, listen, he got blown by. He was playing catch up, bro. It wasn't even close. So I agree here. I think in terms of the bigger problem, Bryce Hall or Joyner was a bigger concern, man. Oh yeah, absolutely.
What and with that defense, it just and not only that, and even on offense, why they have Bryce Hall in the wide receiver position for a screen pass? That should have been Wilson out there. They have people out there that should, like Cager. Why is Cager out there three times straight when you could have had CJ the other tight end in there? His name is skipping me. Sorry.
Because they have packages, man. They have packages. They have 3 receivers, whatever the rotation is. These 3 guys come in, they play 3 plays. This package comes in. It's right. Prime time. We watched it. We literally watched them 3 run off, 3 run on, 3 run off.
Call me crazy, but I'd rather win and lose with my best players.
Me too.
Right. Well, and that goes to my Davis. Why is Davis getting more play time than Wilson? Because in the first half he can't catch, but yeah, when it comes to at the end of the game, fourth quarter, suddenly he can catch everything. Like we're paying you $13-14 million for the first half, not because you can do something in the fourth quarter. This is ridiculous.
There is absolutely no reason why Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson aren't on the field at least 70% of the time every single game.
100%.
Absolutely.
Those should be they should be your number 1 and number 2. No questions asked. Corey Davis can get whatever's left over. Berrios can get whatever's left over.
I like
those 2
Berrios
guys are
out
your
there,
future.
dude.
No, I do too. But Wilson and Moore, that's your 1-2 punch going forward. Hopefully for the next 5-10 years, that should be your dynamic 1-2 punch. They have to be on the field.
And I love Berrios as well, but I choose Wilson over Berrios any day of the week, and that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? When they went with a 3 wide receiver set, it was Berrios over Wilson, and that didn't make any sense to me at all. Like I like Berrios, and I think he's a great play. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot of good things, but this kid has to be on the field. This kid has to get the ball. Listen, I know you don't want to put too much on the kid's plate. It makes no sense to me. The kid has shown you from day one that he's ready to go. Use this kid. Listen, it's about mismatches, and that's what makes me go back to what we were saying about Mims. Maybe it's them, it's not him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because we're just seeing you have a quality player who is a mismatch. Prime time, Tyson.
Bro, I'm with you. I'm on your side, dude.
He is a mismatch. It makes no sense not to use him. Elijah Moore is a mismatch. Corey Davis is big, but.
Just look at this. Just starting week 1. Look at Wilson did. He was juking guys left and right. Yep. And yeah, he didn't give the 1 inch, which Sasha went for it. but like he's shown something. He's showing he can play. He'd be a playmaker. You just give him the ball.
I mean, I think Barrios makes guys miss, man. I wouldn't. Let's not ripping on Barrios now. I mean, I think it's the game plan. The scheme didn't work. The offensive line wasn't blocking. There was just so many.
I was gonna say, wasn't Barrios listed in like the top 10 as far as yards of separation on his routes this week? Or
he gets
like
open.
That? He was getting open. Apparently,
it didn't drop a pass either. But Pronto, let me ask you a question. Did you notice this right here? Do you notice every time they have motion, they throw that little ugly ass screen pass to one of the receivers? This shit does not work yet. Stop doing it. It's not working.
Well, I was gonna say yet, right? Is that blocking? Is that just like a timing thing right now, early in the season? Because last year we were getting yards after the catch. I mean, I think we were a little bit more creative last year, but.
But do you ever notice whichever way that the back or the tight end shifts to, or the receiver shifts to, they throw the ball that way? You notice that?
I don't get that deep in the film.
Oh.
Yeah, I see. So quick question.
Quick.
I don't know if you guys knew. I don't know if you guys knew the punter we just signed. He's also a kicker. He kicked in the CF, and he was like he out of the 93 kicks he made he made 8% of it. So maybe they got this for a 2-for-1 deal. Maybe this guy could be the punter and the kicker.
Finally,
we got a punter and a kicker, baby.
Wait, he only made 80% of his kicks in the CFL?
Yeah.
We gotta start somewhere, prime time. I mean, it's an upgrade. If he can make the extra point, it's an upgrade. So that's all we're really looking for at this point.
Well, I'm the Jets, man. Like anything's better than what we have now, at least.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, so before I go, because I know you guys got calls and everything, I'm gonna make a prediction, which I hate for this prediction, but if it happens, I think Flacco's gonna get hurt this game, and Mike White's gonna be forced in the starting role.
That's not an outlandish take, man. If the offensive line play like they played last week, Myles Garrett's gonna kill somebody.
Especially Flacco, man.
Well, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
No problem. Jet up. Good luck, guys.
Have a good night, man.
All right. So if we're gonna talk Myles Garrett and Browns, we might as well bring on a Browns expert, I guess, right?
Let's do it.
Is he still a Browns expert?
Good day, mate.
What's up, dude?
Hello, gentlemen. Tyson.
Hey, bro.
What's up, man? Long time no talk.
First thing I want to say is, Tyrone, I love you, man. Your girlfriend may have lied, but no, I said I love you. Your girlfriend may have lied, but I love you, dude.
I love you too.
Hey, boys, happy Darren Bowl week.
That's right.
Darren Bowl. Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
we got to bring you on for the preview on Friday night.
Yes,
right?
yes,
yeah, man, for sure. Hey, just some observations about the game. I think that the team seems to have taken on Salah's mannerisms and the way he is. He looks energyless, sullen, like he's sulking on the sideline, and that's exactly how the team came out and played. It's like almost like they were offended. And with his receipts comment, it's like, how dare you question us? It's like, question you? No one in the team, apart from a very few players, have achieved anything of note in the NFL.
Yep.
When you have, maybe the questions are still going to come, but until you do so as this Jets organization that it currently stands, people are going to question you. And how offended he was by the fact that people were, it showed in the team's play. It was almost like they came out with an arrogance of, we've done something when nobody has. The second observation is the Ravens were so far away from what they normally put out that I think that's papered over a lot more cracks than what some people may want to see. You guys have pointed out a lot of them, but 66 yards rushing for the Ravens is unheard of in recent years. So, and I know Lamar made a couple of good throws on some busted coverage and stuff like that, but he was off as well, probably with his contract situation and that. So there are some.
They didn't play the whole preseason either, man. The Ravens, none of the Ravens starters played.
Yeah, and then the last thing is like Flacco takes so much time to get to his set point that it almost looks like he needs a mobility scooter to help him get there.
He's no Mike White, man. He's just no Mike White.
No. And you bring up a good point about Mike White though. It's like this is the thing. It's like, did anybody who reasonably follows the Jets think that you were going to go 4-0 in this first game stretch? I think most people would say, okay, at best we're going to go 2-2. Most people would have penciled in the Ravens most people would have penciled in the Bengals to lose. The Browns and the Steelers being the ones that you can win. And I get that the majority of the commentary today has been about the way the team looked. I understand that. But what I'm saying is like, this is the game, and the game against the Steelers is the ones where you want to show up, and they're the games where I had you sort of like a chance to win. So the conversation is sort of about this Mike White and Joe Flacco nonsense. I think that what the focus should be on is getting that 2 wins, just like the Browns. The Browns' focus is not on, it's just staying afloat until the time that Deshaun Watson can come back. And it's like, let's just go 50-50, and then when he comes back, we'll talk about playoffs. And that's what the Browns are like trying to do, because Jacoby is, Jacoby. And I think instead of worrying about Flacco and worrying about Mike White, and we should bring in the third string, or I've seen Strevler in the chat. Let's bring in Strevler. It's like, worry about fixing everything else and staying afloat. Yeah, there's plenty at the moment. Yeah, that's, and then towards the Browns, I think the Browns are probably more talented at every position group except 2, wide receiver and probably I'd say defensive tackle. Other than that, the Browns have the Jets covered. The one thing that's going to keep this game close is Jacoby Brissett.
Yep.
And if the Jets can keep the Browns behind the sticks and force Jacoby to sling it, then I think the game will be closer than what everybody thinks. That said, I can see an 8-sack game. I really can.
Really? Well, yeah, because your defense is getting after him. And Myles Garrett's going to have a field day, dude. I don't know how they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do with him, to be honest with you.
Garrett and Clowney. Say again?
What about your secondary? Y'all give him some big plays to Robbie, man.
Yeah, that was just the safeties. I mean, you got our cornerbacks are pretty good. I mean, you got Denzel Ward. You got, what's his name, the kid, the one we drafted last year. I've gone blank. And Martin Emerson that we drafted this year. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that they won't. All things being equal, based on how they played in the first game. Yeah, I think that's where I think, Tyrone, that the Jets can get some play. Is your wide receiver group is far superior to ours, and if you can exploit that, I think the Jets will have some success. The only problem is I just don't think Flacco is going to have the time to let those deeper routes unfold.
That's the problem.
That's the whole
like
they may be open, but you can't hit them.
Be short passing game.
Last week Mayfield was getting the pass off just before Garrett was getting there, and that was my point I was making about Flacco getting to his set point. Is because
murdered this week
because he's so slow to get set. Garrett's going to be on his ass, and then his lack of mobility means where's he going to run to? They're just going to be playing that song, nowhere to run to, baby. They're going to play that all game.
Or it's going to be all like dump passes to the running backs, quick little dump passes to the tight ends.
But I'd ground and pound right at him. Ground and pound right at him.
Listen. I'll ground and pound. I use my tight ends. I use shotgun, and I use if I'm under center, 3-step drop, ball in my hands, bro. Listen,
no 7-step drops for God's sake.
Yeah, that's the problem right there. Them 7 steps are the problem. And I'm going to put somebody on Garrett. I'm putting a tight end or a back on that side the whole game. I'm going.
But if you do that, you got Clowney on the other side. That's the only issue.
I'm not worried about him.
I mean, they did wait. Okay,
I forgot y'all had Clowney, bro. Why'd you have to say that, bro?
Yeah.
Shit.
They did a really good job of limiting Christian McCaffrey on the weekend. Like JOK was outstanding in doing that. So look, I agree with you. If you can run through the tackles and get some good push up front and run through the tackles, you'll have a chance, because as I said to you, that's where the game's going to be won and lost is the running game, and you can exploit our secondary. The only problem is I didn't see any of that on the weekend. I didn't see the Jets running off tackle, getting those 3-4 yard chips. It seemed like you wanted to go wide all the time. And if you do that, that's where the Browns, I guess, best players are on the edges. Clowney, Garrett, JOK, Walker. They play really well laterally in linebacker. Their cornerbacks are willing defenders. Their safeties will come up and, bust you in the mouth. Jacoby is the problem for the Browns. And all the Browns are trying to do is hold on. And this is one of the games, Tyson, you said it yesterday that this is a must win. It's a must win for the Browns as well, because After this, they got the Steelers, and then the week after that, they got I think it's somebody that they're going to lose to. Oh, the Chargers. So they really need to hold on. So this game, and obviously home opener. So I don't think it's going to be as drastic as what some people make out. I think the Jets are a real chance. I think your defense played good enough to keep you in the game, especially with Jacoby. If you can keep the Browns behind the sticks, but that's hard. That's easier said than done because you do have Nick Chubb and some bloke named Kareem Hunt who, he's just an average running back.
I just get a feeling it's gonna be like one of those ugly, hard. It's gonna be like a low scoring game. I had this weird feeling, like a 17-14, like shit fest.
I feel like this is gonna be the exact same game that we just watched against the Raiders.
Yeah, me too.
The Browns
exact same game. What he said, Clowney, exact same game, bro. It's gonna be
the Browns are going to try and do what they did to Carolina. They had 38-minute time of possession. That's what they're going to try and do.
They've all tuned out.
Yeah, it's going to be boring as hell. Like it's going to be a boring shit.
The stream should be fun then.
Yep.
Yeah,
we'll be drunk by the second quarter.
Yeah, ain't no kangaroos around, unfortunately, lads. It's not raining today, so I can show you. I might be able to show you some on the weekend though.
Perfect.
Because Friday is. Oh man, the game's on at like 3:00 in the morning over here. I got to get up at like. I don't stay up. I go to bed and then I wake up and I watch the first quarter, and then if it's terrible, I swear a lot and then go back to bed.
Very good.
And then my missus just turns over and goes, "They're freaking losing, aren't they?" I'm like, "Yep."
Darren, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. Good luck on the weekend, and hopefully someone wins the Darren Bowl.
Have a good night, man.
Good luck, man. We'll talk to you again.
That's a good insight on the Browns, for
yeah,
sure.
it was, man.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't sound good for us.
We got Joe Cat. What's up, man?
What's up, brother? Can you hear
How
me?
you doing? Yes, sir.
Same old. Tough, solid with the receipts.
Looks like
I
Dave
got all the
Portnoy, doesn't he?
receipts right here, brother. I got all the receipts right here, pal. I got Clemens jersey. I got I got
That's a nice jersey though.
Yeah, that's dope.
Oh yeah, look, I got the Dennis Bird, R.I.P. But
that's a nice one.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's fine. The Adrian Morrell. I got all the bullshit.
Whoa.
You
got a nice collection there.
Into the bullshit, folks. That's it. The thing is with this team, and I'm sorry that you guys were there. I saw the pictures that you guys posted in the videos with the crowd. It's embarrassing. And it is. If you look at what we're going through right now with the injury with Zach, it's the same thing with Sam Darnold. Even when Zach comes back, we're going to be in the same position of like, say he comes back in 5 weeks. Say 5 to 6, because they, the medical staff over there is like the medical staff of the Jets is like the CDC. So they, when they sit there and they go, "Oh, he'll be back in 6 weeks." Okay, so it's the same thing with Sam Darnold coming back. The same thing that we went through 2 years ago. Like, well, we don't know what Sam is. Put Mike White in, and I know Tyrone, you're gonna have a problem with that. Joe Flacco sucks balls, and with Saleh can lick my balls with his receipt. He has 4 wins. He has 3 more wins than Richie Kotite. He sucks. So show a little emotion for this team. And you know what it is with the same thing with we have to treat this team. I'm reaching out to all the Jet fans out there, and I saw you guys like my post about throwing my Zach Wilson jersey in the garbage the other day. These jerseys going in because you know what it is. You have to treat this team. It comes down to the fans, right? You have to treat this team like a product. The product has sucked for half a century. Have you ever seen a professional sports team not find a coach, a franchise coach, or a franchise quarterback for 54 years? Have you ever heard this?
It's true.
Have you ever heard this? Literally a century. This team has sucked my whole existence on earth. Okay.
Well, they had Parcells, and Parcells was good.
Okay. You had 2 coaches. Parcells, they went to AFC game, choked. They went to the Rex Ryan. They went to 2 AFC games. They played 36 minutes of football.
Now, and those were Mangini's teams too. That wasn't even something
Don't
Rex
forget
built.
Herm. Don't forget Herm. AFC. Don't forget Herm. Don't forget Herm.
He choked in the freaking.
I'm sorry. Okay, so 4 good years out of 54. Sorry. The team, go. Hey, listen, I'm sorry I'm letting it go.
No, let it out, dude.
No,
We
let
all
it out,
have.
baby. You funny as hell, bro. Yeah.
4 years, okay? Any Jet fan wants to question me, go in your closet right now, look at your jerseys. What do you have? 7 good players? 7 good players in 50 years. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
More franchises have rebuilt 4 times in half a century.
Yep.
I'm a police officer in the city, in New York City. One of my buddies that works in my precinct, I said to him, I go, dude, you got Mitchell Trubisky. He's a big Steeler fan. And he goes, yeah, we'll be all right. We got Tomlin. We can't find that coach. We have to start as fans.
Difference.
As fans, we have to listen. I get you guys want to go to games. I sold those season tickets in '99 with my parents. They sold them right away. But what you guys as fans, like, it's the same thing. It's like, you know what? You go to a restaurant. The restaurant gets you sick every time, but it's great going down. It's great, but I get sick every time. It's the same thing with the airlines get too expensive. You sell the airplane tickets. You hit them in the pockets. You don't buy bullshit jerseys. You don't buy the tickets. You don't buy the $15 beer. You don't buy the $50 parking that is somehow more than my StubHub ticket.
The problem though, like with the tickets and everything, is like we're all so invested at this point. Like I'm 34 years old. I've been going since I was a little kid. Like you want at some point to think like all these years that I've put all this time and money and hope, like at some point I'll see a fucking playoff game in my life.
Kevin,
you know what I mean?
I'm 33.
Yeah, we're the same era, dude. We're the same era.
Kevin's like loving an alcoholic.
Yeah, but
every year we go through this. We go, oh, we're gonna get the quarterback. We get the quarterback. Then we get a new GM. The GM comes in, stays with the coach because he doesn't want to be a douchebag to the new coach and be like, you're out the door. So we go through another shit year with the coach from the last GM. Then the GM brings in his guy. Then this guy goes, I'm keeping receipts. You blow. You have less wins than Adam Gase. You suck.
But the thing is, right now, fans aren't going to games, dude. Like the home opener wasn't sold out, and I went to the home opener because my favorite game of the year. I'm not going back the rest of the year. Like I'm not going back. That's it.
You shouldn't. You got to hit him in the
pocket. Back.
You think Woody Johnson gives a shit that they haven't been to a Super Bowl? They don't give a fuck. They just care.
No, they're making money. They don't care.
Positive return on investment. As long as at the end of the years they say, you know what, we sold all our money for the parking lot. We sold all our money for the jerseys because we got new uniforms. Holy shit. You think they can't even bring back a fucking logo. I mean, this team is inept. And it's like at the point where it's like, dude, you sell all gas, no brakes. Well, you know what? I guess I might as well drive a fucking hybrid because you can't afford this fucking gas. And you know what? The defense played their balls off. But you know what? That fucking joiner should be cut. That, we're talking about a team that had Tom Tupa as a fucking quarterback for a game. Yep. It's an embarrassment. And it's like, you have, what's his face? Bryce Hall was on 5 fucking plays, and he got burnt on 2 of them. Get the fuck out of the game. And it's like, you know what? Listen, Tyrone, I get you want to have Flacco in the game. I get it. Okay, gives us the best chance to win. He stinks. But, let's get let's have a competent backup quarterback that we can at least say, you know what, we got a guy that for the future, just in case. See, I view the backup quarterback as like, everything now in the NFL is run by committee. It's a rotation of receivers. You got to go into that backup quarterback and be like, listen, we have this guy. He's solid. Joe Flacco looked like a geriatric running the other day out of that pocket. It's an embarrassment. And it's like I got an 8 and a 4-year-old, 2 daughters. And they go, Dad, Jets suck. Like an 8-year-old said it to me. And I called my dad. I said, why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? Tell the fucking team. Tell the fucking team and get. You know how many people in this chat would be relieved that this team went to Oklahoma City? Do you know how many? Are you fucking kidding me? This team sucks balls.
Dude, Not
Though, bro. Oh my God.
Wait, before I let you go, because I know there's other callers. Listen, But listen, you got the hats here. Look, we got this for the Jamal Adams draft. That was great. We could have had Mahomes. That's good. We could have had Warren Sapp. We took Kyle Brady. We trust the process. It's been a half a century old. Look at Lids had the old logo the other day. I bought this shit on Saturday before opening day.
I was wearing the hat on Sunday.
I got my balls waxed on Sunday by this fucking team. I mean, it's embarrassing. How do you lose out time on your family to watch this embarrassment? It's like, I'm keeping receipts. Suck my balls. Keep all your receipt. You suck. And it's like, get to 5. We're not asking for a lot. Get to 7 wins.
Yep.
Get 7 wins, or at least get to the 4th quarter. You made a 3rd down with a minute left. You would bet. Dude, this team can't even beat Hofstra. And Hofstra doesn't even have a team anymore. Hofstra doesn't even have a football club anymore. Like, dude, this is what you all get no breaks. I'm sorry. I'm fired up. But you know what? I love that you guys have this platform to have all these acts bet. I love it. But you know what, dude? My Zach Wilson jersey's at sanitation department right now. I threw it out. The guy, like, all these jerseys. Look in your closet. Look in your closet. You have 2 good players, Curtis Martin and Wayne Corbett. The rest could suck. The rest have sucked.
Those are the 2 that I have. Yep.
Joe, thanks for calling.
Hey, Joe, I want to say one thing, man. Hey, Joe, I want to say one thing. Hey, man, thank you, bro.
Guys,
have a great night.
Thank you, bro.
I love it.
Great rant, bro. Great rant,
Love
man.
you, bro. Thank you, bro. I needed that.
That was fucking.
I'm positive for the rest of the night after that. After Joe did that, Tyson.
That was some next level shit.
136.
Yep. Prime time, 136. Write it down. Call the week right there.
Yes.
Got it.
So what that is the complete opposite of Afram now, because Afram was like the voice of the pump up video, all fired up. Or, that was the complete opposite of Afram.
Was the Jets flight crew not there on Sunday?
I couldn't tell. I don't give it. I hated them anyway.
Just wondering. We obviously had bigger things to worry about, but I was just curious. I didn't know.
All right.
Mood right now, buddy.
We got a receipt order. Dan, what's up, man?
Yo, man, Joe Cat, bravo, man. What
a tough act to follow, dude.
Yes,
you got a tough act to follow.
I mean, that is Hall of Fame material right there. And salute to him for what he does for this city, for being a cop. Dude, bravo, man. Keep up the great job. Joe, that was it. That was it. And, let's go to Salah's receipt. To me, that is the best. That's what you need. I'm done with Salah. He just put a huge target on his back. This is just expediting the process for his ass to get fired. That's what I loved about yesterday, him saying that. Because right now he has a crossroads. Whether he can deliver, and most likely he's not going to deliver. And wow, what bravado that this guy has. And all of a sudden, he says this leading up to a Browns game. Wow, big dog.
Yep.
Dude, this game coming up, we kind of know it's going to be like, it's not even going to be a dogfight. It's going to be like shit against shit at this point. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be. But now, do I want Flacco playing? No. Flacco sucks. But again, this is Salah we're talking about. This is Bowles 2.0. We've seen these coaches before, and it's going to be the same shit over and over and over. Whenever we're looking for the next coach, we're looking at the hot commodity, the hot one. Dude, there's a dude out there. Freaking, this is the guy that can turn this shit around, and his name is Sean Payton. That's why I'm happy. That's why I'm happy that Salah did what he did yesterday. I said, thank you. This is perfect. Because either which way we go, we win. Salah turns it around. Shit. We're awesome. We got our guy. He doesn't. Now Woody has no other option. He has to back the truck back.
He won't do it.
And give him everything to get this team back.
Doesn't Salah have 3 more years under contract?
Salah and Douglas coming back next year, dude. They're not getting rid of. Right? They will come back next year. They will.
Sean Payton's doing it now, big dog.
If I remember right, didn't Saleh
Sean
leave the
Payton's doing
building
it
after his initial interview because they were negotiating that
On the
extra
6-year
fifth year
deal.
or 6 years, whatever it was?
Yeah.
He can do whatever
You
he
think
wants.
Woody's going to eat that money?
Of course, absolutely.
When was the last time Woody spent big money on a head coach?
How many coaches is he
Never.
paying right now?
Marcellus.
This will be the first time.
And furthermore,
That wasn't even Woody. That's right.
but hold on. The other thing is, do you think Woody Johnson is going to outbid Jerry Jones for Sean Payton? Absolutely.
I would think so, and I'll tell you why. Because
You're out of your fucking mind. Stop.
Hold on. Saleh went after the fans. That's one thing you guys aren't seeing. No, that's a huge one. That's where Woody's going to put money where his mouth is. He's going to overbid. He's going to do everything.
Woody's going to put up money to defend the fans?
Yo, Jerry Jones.
Coaches.
Absolutely. He would do
Sean
it.
Payton
Anyway,
is going nowhere but to Dallas, baby.
Yep.
We'll see.
Listen, you can
That's his dream job.
Exactly.
That or the
That's
Giants.
the job he really wants.
Yep.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Well,
Woody's not going to pay a coach, and even if he did, do you think that coach like Peyton or somebody else wants to come to the Jets?
if you give him full autonomy, he would. That's something that Jones would not give him. He would not give him full autonomy because he would have to put his hands on everything. That's one of those owners that you got to keep in mind as an asterisk. He will have his hands on everything, and he'll make it very uncomfortable for Sean Payton to be Sean Payton.
Yeah, but with the Jets, would Woody Johnson be willing to do that? He wouldn't do it for Jim Harbaugh.
Harbaugh didn't want to come. He didn't want to come.
You know why he didn't want to come? He couldn't get full autonomy.
Yep, and you know what Jerry Jones
Money
loves more than
talks.
anything? He loves winning. And he knows Sean Payton is a winner. And he's going to turn this whole organization
Yeah, Woody
around.
Johnson got no shot.
He's
yet,
not,
man.
none, bro. You had to give him $150 million to give him to come in. And he'd still be like, nah, I don't want to do it.
No, I don't think so. If you give him $150 million, he'll come, man. He'll definitely bring that.
Hey, but how many coaches are we paying right now? I'm just asking. Are we still paying Bowles, Gates?
I think they just stopped paying Bowles last year.
Okay.
Gase might have another year. I don't know.
Want a championship? You pay. You want a championship? You got to start paying. Anyway, listen. Let's look at this right here. All right. Yes, with all bullshit cut through and whatnot, Saleh said what he said yesterday. Did I like it? No, I didn't like it because now it's more bullshit on top of the Jets. It's like the same old Jets narrative. Like it's more drama. But again, all right. Let's see what you got now.
I do agree with you on that point. We will find out now what kind of team we have based on how they respond to his comments because they're seeing him getting shitted on all over the place. If they don't show up and have his back now, I think that speaks a lot.
That's right. I think so as well, Kevin. Like right now, he's feeling the heat. Shit, it's year 2, game 1, and he's feeling it.
He should.
Dude, all right. You know what? Fuck it. Put the balls to the wall, dude, and do what you have to do. Make in-game adjustments. Learn from your mistakes because you're so close to being out of here. Honestly, and not only that, I don't even mean by fired, by the entire city of New York of Jet fans wanting you out. You know how horrible it would be for us to look at him as Gase 2.0, wanting and wishing for him to leave? We don't want that.
But see, Dan, here's the question, though. To me, it's like it was a disappointing loss. We all agree. I was angrier than shit. If he would have handled himself better, we wouldn't be having any of these conversations. But you know what? Bounce back week 2, win the game, whatever, and we'll be fine. But he dug a hole for himself. But I still think they both get next year. I think he's going nowhere. I'm just hoping that they can get this just turned around a little bit because the last thing I want is the Zach to inherit a team that's 0-4 because that'll be a complete disaster.
Yep.
I mean,
he's going to try to push the issue and make mistakes.
Or they rush him back too quick.
Is he coming in though as a savior, or is he coming in at rock bottom where they can only
but is he really going to be a savior? But hold on, time for one thing. This is the one thing they talked about on NFL Network today. It's like, a lot of these teams didn't play their starters in the preseason. A lot of these teams are just getting into game shape, getting into condition, everything else. What you're doing now is all these teams are going to be hitting their peak. They're going to be getting to like their full ability. Where Zach is going to be like, he missed all this shit. So he's
basically his preseason now.
Yeah, this is his preseason while these teams are finally all in shape and all running in rhythm and they're all in sync now. That's the problem you're going to have.
Look, man, I mean, look at the Giants head coach, right? So Dable did something that the other coaches didn't do with Daniel Jones. He sat him down in the 4th and said, no more baby shit. I need you to grow up the fuck right now. Yep. And he did it. I think that approach has to be done with Zach, not yet, But in season, this season, that has to be done to him. Grow a pair of balls and stay healthy, man. Like, this is turning into like a Chad 2.0 type of thing as well. Yeah. You can't always be injured, because I'm done seeing Flacco. I don't want to see Mike White. But honestly, at this point, I'd rather see Mike White instead of Joe Flacco. I mean, honestly, even just a simple dump off. If you look at the game again, that's one thing that Mike White showed in his 400-yard performance. He knows how to dump off the ball. Give it to your playmakers. Maybe they'll get 7 yards, 5 yards. Make third down manageable. Flacco's not going to do that. Guys, Flacco is in the point of his career where Jay Cutler was when he was at Miami. He didn't give a shit. He didn't care. He was there to collect a paycheck. He's completely disinterested. He has no idea whatsoever. No idea. And this is the guy that we completely trot out. Again, put your money where your mouth is. If in this game we're trailing and there's no spark coming into the second half out of the gate, make that switch. Start doing your in-game adjustments to win the game. Spark it. Just right then and there, Flacco saying that there's no energy in the huddle. You're the guy that provides the spark, you dumb fuck. Honestly, you're the QB. You're the quarterback. They look at you. You don't look at them to be energized. You're the one. Boys, we're going to go down the field and we're going to score. I mean, come on, man. Is it that ridiculous? But everybody in that huddle knows why Flacco's there. Flacco's not going to be there next year. Mike White might be. And that's who you want. Like the other callers, I think 2 callers ago said, it's rotational. It's at every position. You want to make sure that you have positions where if one guy goes down, boop, the other guy goes in, and you're not missing a step. That's Belichick right there in a nutshell. That's what makes him so great. That's why when Brady went down, you had Garoppolo there, you had Brissett there. There was no step that was lost. You know what I mean? And again, Garrett Wilson, you got to keep him into the game. And more that you look at this, you're like, shit, is Mims that wrong for requesting a trade? The guy has talent.
And he's inactive. He's not even playing.
And he's inactive. Why do you keep him on the freaking roster? Again, to make a point?
Yep.
Are we over this? To make a point of players? Doghouse, like a Justin McCarron's and shit like this? Stop it. You get your best 53 and you play them. My mind is blown, but with all that being said, we win Sunday. We win Sunday.
All of that, and now we're winning the game?
We win Sunday because it's shit against shit. You can't win. You can't. They got to win. They're winning. They're winning. And the guy that's going to win the game is Mike White in the second half, because there's no way that Flacco, a freaking 90-year-old, is going to withstand a hit by Falcon. No way. White goes in. He'll manage the game. He'll win the game. We'll be 1-1 for the year, for the season.
Dan, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Have a good night, bro.
Have a good night, man.
You know
what is happening tonight?
I expect chaos tonight because this is the chance that everybody vent and then we all move forward to like the Browns Jets preview on on Friday. But this show's been off the rails. I just don't know where we've gone wrong.
The last 25 minutes are
just
straight
Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to Sean. What's up,
You're
man?
muted.
You're muted.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
You're good.
Yeah, now you're good.
All right. Yeah. Before I say anything, I'm just gonna say one thing. They wrote him off, but he didn't write back, man.
Yes, sir.
Kevin got.
Listen, and this is where I bring the Jets in, right? What yesterday's game? First of all, that was our Super Bowl. I don't care what the hell happens. I'm not that passionate about the Jets game. You guys can. I mean, obviously, I want us to win, but that was the game that I wanted us to win so badly, just to prove a point. It's any given Sunday, right? And another point that it proved. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, right? If you have good coaching, you can make Geno Smith in prime time against a guy who's 1,000 times better than him on the other side at the same position on a team. You know, he's playing for a team that has 10% of the talent level that the Broncos do. And he's still, in his first 4 drives, they went into the red zone all 4 times. One of them turnover on downs, right? The other 3, we scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal. All our points came from the first 4 drives. And then after that, he kind of shit the bed, but that's fine. We had an amazing defense, right? It proves that with good coaching, you can make it happen. And with the Jets, I don't know like why. I kind of saw a bit of the Ravens game as well. Like I was on Red Zone, so I was watching all the games, but it seemed like the Jets offense was just so anemic. There was
Wait, you didn't watch the full game?
I watched about like I was on Red Zone the entire time, so it was like switching in and out. But I watched, I would say, a good 45 minutes of it. Like,
come on, man! What are you? You're the kid.
That's Tyson's biggest pet peeve. You can't say that. Oh, you can't.
Listen, I do. Listen, when Tyson
you don't watch the game, you cannot call and complain.
That's the one thing you can't say to Tyson. You cannot call in the show and not watch all 60 minutes of the game. You can't do it. He will not let you talk. It will not happen.
When Tyson said, "Did you watch the game?" He said 45 minutes.
I knew it.
I knew that shit was coming, bro. Dude, I knew it was coming.
You can't sit here and rip somebody. You don't watch the goddamn game.
Ooh, I knew that one was coming. But
there goes that subscriber. Just like, what do you do? What's up, John?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
You're good.
You're good, man.
Cool. I'll redeem the last caller and everything. The two before were tremendous. Dan took a lot of my thoughts, but that presser to me was the beginning of the end. It looked like a classic Adam Gase press conference. It really did. It's you know, and it's really is the fact that I mean, first of all, Saleh, fuck you. You know, how dare you, you know, criticize my family for all, you know, you should only be so lucky to have a fan base that cares as much as we do. You know, I mean, and the thing, he's so aloof. I mean, I just think he's in his office with Woody and they just like don't give a shit. But I'm telling you right now, that was the beginning of the end right there. You know, when you start attacking the fans and you start attacking the media, when the fans see through the bullshit, it's then when they have no answers, and this is exactly how they react when they have no answers and people are starting to see through the bullshit and they lash out. That was like, you know, I've been a fan of this team for 36 fucking years, you know, and you know, you want to get the fans back in the game, win fucking games.
But I think he's also referring to a lot of the media and everything, all the other sources too, man. I mean, I think he's just tired of getting trolled by everybody at this point.
You know, but you know, Samini and them, it is what it is. They live for the negativity. You're playing right into their hands.
Here's the problem, though. The problem I have is all of the scrutiny and trolling and everything else is warranted. You say all gas, no break. You say all this shit, and you got blown out at home on opening day. It was
not only that, how can you say? How the fuck you brought up a great point. How the fuck can you say all gas, no break when you're behind and you don't go for it on 4th and inches when you have a short yardage specialist like Breece Hall? You know, meanwhile across town, Brian Dable puts his ass on the line on game 1. You know, to go for 2 and to go for the win. You know, that's a fucking leader.
The thing is, but this is but that's the problem though. Like Saleh said all these things, and after 1 week he didn't back it up. It's gonna blow up in your face. That's just the nature of the beast. You talk shit, you don't produce. Everybody's gonna rip you. The fans, the media, everybody, casual fans. We're all mad.
Yeah,
we're tired of it. And he could have avoided all this shit today by not saying more.
Yeah, it disgusts me. And really quick on the game, has Ulbrich ever heard of a blitz? I mean, really, especially
the defense. Bro, the defense was good.
No, I'm not. No, the players were good. The Ulbrich fucking stinks. The thing is, how the fuck you know?
Dude, wait, hold on.
Somebody puts in a backup left tackle.
I hate doing this to you.
Wouldn't you went over the left side and fucking blitz?
If you're calling in tonight to complain about the fucking defense as the problem after watching that shitty offense and the drop passes and the fumbles and the terrible special teams,
no, I'm not blaming the players on the defense. I'm not blaming the players on the defense. I'm blaming the scheme.
If anything, you should be questioning LaFleur, what the hell he was doing.
No, I do. I was going to get to that. Believe me, I'm getting to
the defense. Shouldn't be a fucking conversation. They had a couple blown plays. So what? They fucking offense was going backwards.
No, I agree with you. And Flacco is done. Put Mike White in there, man. And it's this whole, he's doing exactly what Gaze does, is that basically he's trying to fit square pegs and round holes everywhere. It's like they don't do any adjustments. I mean, it's like, have you ever heard about putting your best players on the field for your key situations? It's just like,
hey, John.
I mean,
John, I love you, bro, but listen, man, this has no point. But man, I'm gonna need you to start like doing your call-ins in a normal place. You're scaring the shit out of me right now. Like, where are you at, bro?
I'm home.
Okay, I'll just bro.
Why am I scaring you?
I don't know, bro. It just looks weird as hell. It's just the wall there. Oh, that's just me, man. I'm bugging, bro.
No, I'm actually in my bathroom because I have to keep the door closed because my son is sleeping. Otherwise, I would be screaming and yelling right now.
I thought you was in a dungeon or some shit, bro.
I thought you were
Where the
screaming
fuck
and
you
yelling.
was at, bro?
No, that was my basement.
Okay, I thought you were in a dungeon. Yo, you were scared, bro.
Well, John,
The thing is,
man.
look, I will give you a little positivity. There's no reason, with this receiving core and the talent we have, that we should be putting up 3 points for like 55 minutes. I mean, there's just no continuity out there. It's like you mentioned it, they just there's no rhyme or reason. It's just do the rotation, and just, whatever rotation's there at the time, it could be 3rd and 1 with the game on the line and you don't have your best players out there. It's asinine. But it's, to me, that was the classic beginning of the end. I've seen it all the time with Adam Gase. I've seen it, at the end of the Rex Ryan era, so on and so forth. That press conference was the beginning of the end. Believe me, I would love to eat crow. If I'm wrong, I'll come back on the show, even though I'm starting my new job and, the hours conflict. So this is probably going to be the only time I'm going to be on here for a while. But
no, dude, listen.
Good luck on
a lot
your
of
job,
people,
man.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, good luck on your new job. But there's a lot of people in the same boat, dude. We all have concerns about Saleh. We have concerns about the direction of the team, and him pulling this little, this whole doubling down with the receipt shit could blow completely in his face, dude. We've seen it before.
Absolutely.
That's they've got to come out Sunday and play very good football, physical, fast, find a way to win it. And if not, dude, it's just going to spiral. It's going to.
I know Myles Garrett and Clowney are going to have a field day. If it's Flacco out there, forget it. They'll have 2 sacks each by halftime, at least. I mean, let me just check my notes real quick on anything else I wanted to say, and then I'll let you guys go.
You like gloves now with your notes?
Yeah, no, I did a comment on your receipts on both of you, but it's just, I pretty much said what I wanted to say, but it's just that to me is the classic beginning of the end of another lame duck coach for the Jets. And I agree with Dan. Woody Johnson, well, I just one thing to say real quick after this, but Woody Johnson better get on the phone with Sean Payton and Jim Harbaugh.
It ain't happening. I'm telling you, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's fucking It's week 2. Sean Payton is not coming here. The Jets aren't paying him. They're not going to fire Saleh and Douglas this year. They're both coming back next year. It's not happening. I guarantee you, they will both be back next year.
But honestly, I'm hitting my breaking point as a fan. I've been in this fan a long time, and
if they win on Sunday, are you back?
No, Saleh said he can't come back on.
I need to see a lot more than just one win, dude. Dude, I
it's
want to
like
see.
They've only played one game.
I know, but that's part of the point, is that there's no reason there should be this much controversy after week 1. And he completely did this to himself. And now, I mean, in a really weird way, it could rally the team that he's taking all the pressure onto himself and, taking it away from the players in a really weird way. But honestly, I think you said it right, Tyson. It's more likely than not this is the beginning of the end. And
I didn't say that. I just it's there's
no,
a
not
very
that.
good chance
No,
we
not the
both
last
stayed.
part, but the part of I lost my train of thought. But anyway,
Hang have a good night, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. You know, I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, keep kicking ass.
Yep.
Good luck with your
Good
new
luck with
job.
your job, man.
All right. Have any of you guys seen Sal go to the offensive line or defensive line during games or coach up a player in between plays?
Last year in the second half of the year, there were a
Did
couple moments where they would show it, but no. For the first half of the year, he didn't do it at all. First game this year, didn't do it at all. Preseason, didn't see it at all.
This show has been off the rails. So now, our next caller was actually our caller of the week last week. He is one of the Let's Talk Jets legends. If we had a Ring of Honor, he would definitely be in it. There's no doubt about that. I mean,
I think we need some receipts though from that call from last week.
yes. So then he inspired all of us. We all bought in. I went into the stadium Sunday believing. I bought completely in, and I got slapped right across the face by Jets bullshit.
Afram is the
Now-
reason I went against my instinct and picked the victory. You're the reason why.
The GOAT,
You.
the Let's Talk
You're the
Jets
reason why.
channel, baby.
Maybe I was too positive because and everyone anticipated a lot going on. Listen, Saleh, I think, underestimated what he was coming into as far as the media, and he needs to develop some thick skin, and just minimize what he has to say. I mean, every time he gets behind that mic, he amplifies everything that's going wrong instead of minimizing it. And I'm surprised that.
It seems like he turns every answer into like a 50-second when it could just be like five words.
And he doesn't have to. Hi, Bulls.
No.
That's the highlight of very.
I know, and that's why I continue with it. I have to play, the straight man. Yeah, but he does. Kevin, you're absolutely right. He there's no need for him to explain every little thing. Just give him enough.
And like he's trying to get a soundbite out of every answer.
Yeah, and they're gonna ask him the same question and rephrase it a different way and try to catch him off guard. But he has to develop some thick skin, because this is not going to stop.
It's going to get worse, man.
Exactly. It's not. You know what it is? He comes in as a defensive coordinator where he didn't have to deal much with the media. If anything, it would be secondary, tertiary interview. Because it was always Shanahan would be taking the majority. Plus, he had a team. He had a team built already. He hadn't really been in this type of situation where he's starting from really scratch. Everyone's starting from scratch. He didn't come into a situation where you had talent just sitting out there like he had in San Francisco.
But wasn't one of the biggest reasons that he got hired, at least the year when they hired him, was that he took that defense that was missing Bosa, Sherman, a number of injuries, and they were still playing at a top 10 level.
And
he was able to adjust without his best guys out there. So
and that was the only thing he had to focus on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but not even that. But see, no, I'm not buying that, because he came in when he first did his introductory press conference. He's very well spoken. He's very intelligent. He could speak very well about both sides of the ball. And the problem where he kind of got lost is last year he had no pressure. He didn't get held accountable for nothing. We knew they were going to suck. They did suck. They made dumb mistakes. It was like, you know what? Young coach, young team. This is all expected. So he got a pass for so many things. And now it's like you have more talent. Now we're like, you know what? Everybody expects more. And now he's feeling some heat because he's talking all this all gas, no break stuff, and he's not backing it up. So
he can't handle it.
He can't handle it. That's exactly
he can't handle
the point.
it.
He can't handle it.
He can't handle it. And that's why I'm saying you got to develop with the New York media. You got to develop thick skin. You just have to
This never ends well, man. You know it, and I know it. It's just like if they falter on Sunday versus the Browns, this is going to be just a disaster with the media, a complete disaster.
The more you amplify the situation, the more you feed into the media.
Yep.
Because when they sell papers or they sell their column, lose, the same thing. That's all they want to do is just sell their take on what they do. That's their job as the media. They need to sell their paper or their content, whatever it is necessary. They don't care whether you win or lose because they win either way.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
They're the big.
I don't know what like soundbite Salah could even turn to. Like if the team gets blown out this week, what does he even say now?
Well, I think they need to come up with some verbiage that he should work on. Okay.
He's put himself in a corner, man. He
Exactly.
really they've got to
That's
play.
right.
If they lose, it's got to be a nail biter close, like
Right.
extremely hard fought. 'Cause anything else is going to look terrible.
Yeah, and they don't and they're very cunning, the media, because they don't attack him to the point where he totally shuts down in front of them. Just enough to print and enough to keep him going, keep him chattering.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
The other thing, you know what his problem is too, is what all his little sound bites, we've watched him for a year now, and now we're finding where he's been inconsistent and where he's backtracking or where he's like he's not, you know what I mean? Like you could see he's getting caught in his stories now. He's getting caught in his slogans. It's just
He needs to get back to where he has the emotion he had as a defensive coordinator. Yes, you are the head coach, but there's no reason you can't be show passion on the sideline. There's a lot of coaches that do. You don't have to be cool, calm, and collected all the time. There's no written rule that says you can't have emotion and get in someone's face or do something.
Right.
And
yeah, exactly.
And the crazy part, if they
trying to
win,
be something that he's not though. Be yourself, and guys will respect you and follow you.
You know it is. That's right. Be who you are during practice, during the game.
Yep.
Be that guy. Don't be someone different. Be the guy that these guys see you during practice.
See, but now that he's
You
doing
know?
this whole receipts thing, like let's say the Jets actually win this Sunday, is it
Yeah.
going to become like an "I told you so" thing? Because now the media is going to remember that then too. Like if you
A
don't
lot of-
stay
a
consistent
lot of
with it, you
people
don't play well the
yeah.
following week, then it's going to be a thing all year.
A lot of people speculate that he did that to get his team, more get them pumped up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's going
See
to
how they
work.
respond.
It's week 2.
You know?
That was one thing I
I
always
know.
liked about Rex though.
I
Like,
know.
when Rex did that shit, it took the pressure off the players because everybody was talking about Rex. So you know what? Maybe this
Right.
has the same effect. Right now, everyone's talking about Salah. Nobody's talking about the players. We're all talking about his comments from yesterday.
But not many. Let's be honest. Most of all the talk has been on Salah and the coaching. It's been very little on the players. Because we've gotten all new players. There's not really much to talk about. But this game falls on the OC. I mean, I think he just didn't. He got out coached by the defense, and I think he underestimated them. I think trying to go deep as much as he did wasn't necessary. I think they were establishing the run. There was when they drove the ball. Unfortunately, it always ran into a situation. He throws the pick when Cager slips during the cut. Brees Hall's fumble when they were running the ball.
Conklin's fumble.
Conklin's fumble. And of course the rule doesn't, because no one else touched the ball, we don't get the first down.
But see, the one question I have for you, Afram, is like everybody's saying, you can't blame the coaches when the team plays that sloppy, when you have that many fumbles and you have drop passes and you have missed blocks. To me, that falls on coaching. Like that, isn't
Absolutely.
that like everybody
Absolutely.
like, it's like if it's only one drop, it's one thing. If you have 5 drops, if you have 3 fumbles, if you have sloppy line play, that to me is coaching and preparation, isn't it?
When you have 30 days to prepare for the game too. When we were at training camp, how many times, dude? Like there was nothing special about training camp. There was nothing aggressive about it. Like it wasn't an intense training camp. They weren't ready to match the physicality of the Ravens. No way.
I totally agree. I just don't know. He's not the type of guy who's going to go and talk to the guy right there, move over. Does he do it, in the locker room where he tells the guy, you can't be doing this, you need to step up. You can't be dropping balls. We don't know.
But that's the one thing. And this is where I'm old school because like I'm a Parcells guy, man. I'm like the hard-nosed asshole coach. If you make a blatant bad mistake, you're not back in the next play. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, I don't care. Like you got to have these guys accountable where like they're scared to make mistakes, especially stupid ones. Like, you know what? You fumble the ball. Like you being the doghouse of Parcells for a half, you wouldn't go back in. Even Belichick would do that. Like, there's got to be, especially with a young team where these young players are so impressionable, there's got to be some level of accountability here.
When Joyner bid on that and thought it was going to be a run, and then the guy just flew right by him, that was, you've been in the league long enough to be smarter than that. You have the defense, the front seven was playing really great. They were stopping the run. They were doing everything needed on their end. You don't make that. You cover the guys. Eventually, they're going to go deep on you. We got to be smarter than that. But
So what do you think about Flacco and Mike White? Because Vinny's dying to ask you. Are you ready to join our Mike White train?
Listen, I've been on this. I've been on this, watching this team, and
we've already beaten Tyrone. Tyrone's already beaten by this conversation.
No one's making that change like that. Not on week one. It's we all like to see it, but it's not going to happen. And I know I'm going to get heat for this, but let's not go crazy with a Matt Flynn performance and all of a sudden make Mike White seem like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Let's be honest, because when he came in the next few games, he looked like shit.
He played well against the Colts before he got hurt. He threw a touchdown, then he got hurt.
Yeah, that's fine, but
that's fine.
It wasn't as good as
we didn't get on Sunday touchdowns.
Yeah, true, but did he play well during preseason? He didn't look too good in preseason, and he wasn't playing against the ones either. So I don't know. They made the decision. They went with
Flacco threw a pick in the preseason too. So what does that mean?
They went with experience. They went with experience. That's the bottom line. They went with experience.
Listen, I'm a Mike White guy, and I even think start Flacco this Sunday, but it's got to be a short leash. If he plays like shit for the first half, he should be
Matt
out.
White. Who the hell is Matt White?
I said Mike White.
No, but this guy's saying Matt.
Oh,
this is the one.
Matt Flynn. He's confusing Matt. He took Matt Flynn and Mike White. Yeah, but no, he could have a short leash because Saleh kind of opened it up. He said nobody's job is.
And then closed it.
He talking circles.
Yeah, he's talking circles, but who knows? If he has to spark the team, he has to spark the team. I don't know if he's got the balls to do that.
Nope.
But we wait and see. But like you
saying
said,
balls a lot tonight.
Yeah, high balls, goodbye balls. But
drop balls.
Everyone wants to see him gone. But let me tell you something.
Balls.
He's not going anywhere.
Nope.
Okay. Let's be honest. That the biggest problem we've had over the years. I don't know. Not with this bad leg I got. I barely can walk straight. With the problem we've had over the years with different, just changing out so quickly. We have had no consistency with anybody. We haven't put someone in for a long period of time to develop. We've had bad drafts. We've had situations. Now, I kind of believe ownership was involved in a lot of that stuff. They want that star player to, instead of letting the guy do his job. Maybe he's learned his lesson that didn't work. It took him a long time, but
see, to me, it seems like there's a tremendous amount of pressure on Saleh right now because in the eyes of many, Joe Douglas did his job. He brought in all this talent. Now you got to coach him up and maximize it. That's where I think Joe Douglas is, if anything, is safe out of all of this.
Yeah. Yeah, this game goes LaFleur. This is LaFleur's. They kept 10-3. They should have been 10-6 or even tied. I think defense, but just like this was a Gase game. No offense. The defense got gassed in the third and fourth quarter. You can only ask so much of 11 guys on defense to do something, but they did play well. We were more worried about them. Then we were worried about the offense, and of course, it was the offense. So,
it's terrible.
I'm not going to be over enthusiastic because everyone's going to go into this next game all hyped up. But they're going to have to do a quick short passes or roll out. They're going to need to roll out with Flacco. Just keep moving, doing different kind of things. They're just going to have to keep them off balance. They have to do even if
trick keep them upright.
Yeah. So look, he took some shots, but he got right back up. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. He can take the hit, but and let's not go crazy over Dable because New York media, if they didn't get the 2 points, they would have been roasting him Monday.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I guarantee
Play to
you
win.
they would have
Play to
roasted
win.
him.
It's a mindset.
They would have roasted him. They said, you're not in a position to take chances like that. You're building up a team. You need to win.
No, I
You
like
need to
that.
get
That's
it.
a mindset, man. That's the aggressive mindset. Then I
That's
would.
fine.
I think
But they
they'll
would
get a
have
lot of credit
roasted
for
him.
that.
They would have roasted
Some
him.
people would have, but I think there would have been more.
Oh,
praise
the
just-
media would have roasted him for that. Trust me.
Your first
That's
game, you're sending a message that you're playing to win. I think that's the right
and if
mindset.
a loss is a loss. I've seen it many times. They couldn't care less. They'll have that. It's something they can write about. How does he make a mistake like that? You take the points. You leave the points off the ball. You don't believe in your defense to hold the team. Whatever. They would have wrote something about it.
I got a more important question. Are you going to give us
Yes.
another? Are we getting another pep talk on Friday to rally us for Sunday or no?
Are you taking callers on Friday?
We can take one from you. You could be like our
What?
official, you could be our official pep talk.
Him and
I
Darren.
kind of figure I'm going to be, if the season doesn't go well, I think I'm going to get impaled by this group. So,
Are you sticking
whatever-
with 10-7? Are you sticking with 10-7?
I told Tyson in the text, I'm going to stay. I said 10-7. I'm sticking. I'm not going to flip flop. That's not me.
I like
There you go.
Whatever it is,
I like
10-7.
that.
And it's week one. We
Right.
fucked up. Bottom line, it
Yep.
just didn't go well. Let's see how this team comes out. That's the biggest thing. No. Don't even come close.
This chat's been relentless
No,
tonight, man.
ouch.
Holy shit.
No.
Well,
That's it.
Afron, thank you for calling in. So Friday, get your
Thank you
speech
for
ready.
having me.
No, Friday,
Yeah.
get your.
I don't know about
speech
speech.
ready. Give me a speech. You got to give our pep
We'll
talk on
see.
Friday.
You got it. All right,
Have a
guys.
good night.
Let's be positive. That's all we can do at this point.
We'll
Have a good
try.
night, man.
Try harder.
All right, take care.
Man, this show has been rough. This chat, man, these guys have been it's been
lot
funny
of
as
anger.
shit. But woof. Every caller's getting roasted. Every point's getting taken apart. Man, oh man, oh man. Tyrone's falling asleep up there. Jeez. But
Late
it was funny
Tyrone.
because I knew when the game went like that, I was thinking of Afron the whole time, like this poor bastard. I'm like, he's probably
Especially after we made him caller of the week too. We
Yes,
didn't really
sir.
set him up for success there.
So we went from a call of the week that was positive to like Joe going off the rails this week as our next caller.
Yeah,
So.
Joe was good though. Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to go to our final. See now, our cleanup hitter, our final caller of the evening, is going to be talking some massive shit because we called his team the worst team in football. We mocked his team. We said Geno Smith and Drew Lock are horrendous. There's no way the Seahawks could win. Jamal Adams gets knocked out for God knows how long, and they still won. And now here he is. And now he's making videos about Salah on his YouTube channel too. Ain't this some shit?
Oh
What's
my
up,
God.
man?
My God. My God.
Happy Seahawk fan.
Don't stop. Don't stop me from talking. I have something to get off my chest.
Go for it.
First of all, someone wants to talk receipts. I have a receipt for it. It's on my email. I just pulled it up. You know what it says?
What's it
It
say?
says 4 and 14.
4 and 14.
Shut the fuck up.
Damn, Jose.
You and your fucking receipts.
Why are you so angry?
Your team won. I thought you were going to be happy tonight.
And PT.
What's up?
I was gonna buy you a Geno Smith jersey.
This is my old Geno Smith jersey.
PT.
What's up? What's going on?
Last week you quoted
Uh-oh.
the great Dwayne The Rock
I did.
Johnson. Now it's my turn.
Do it.
Robert Saleh, will you please shut the hell up?
You should have said he should know his role and shut his mouth.
Yep.
That's what you said.
I was trying to be nice.
So were you surprised? Were you surprised by the Broncos going for the field goal last night?
Yes. And I tried to keep I did my best to keep my composure the whole stream. As soon as I ended it, I fuck yes.
It must be nice to win, man. I can't relate.
We
Good
don't
for
know how
Gino,
that
man. I'm
feel
happy
over
for
here.
Gino. He
Yeah,
deserved
that was a
that.
good game, though. Hey,
I
Jose,
can't-
your defense was laying the wood, too, bro. They was smacking the shit out of them, bro.
Minus that ball that hit Jamal right in the face.
See now, Jose, while you're celebrating this win, just keep in mind it's not good for your draft spot.
That's true. That's true.
No,
He's
but
gonna regret this in December.
Yep.
We're gonna show this call in December. He's like, oh,
But the
You're the franchise
Broncos,
quarterback.
the
There you
Broncos
take a three.
losing is helping my draft.
How'd your fantasy football team do?
we don't care about that.
I lost the pen because I benched Saquon Barkley.
Oh, how'd you bench
Oh,
Saquon?
wow.
What round did you get him in?
The second.
Oh, yeah. How do you bench your second round pick?
Because
Jets did it.
No wonder you're a Seahawk fan. What
He's
the hell are we
doing the
around
Joe
here?
Douglas approach. Our second round pick's inactive.
What the fuck? dude? Come on, man.
Jose, bigger question for you.
Yes.
I gotta test you here.
Yeah.
What happened 26 years ago today? You better know this or you're not coming back on the show.
Wait.
26 years ago.
If you don't know this, you are not coming back on the show. 26 years ago today, what happened? And I know Tyrone knows it. And if you don't know, I'll be pissed at you.
Oh, Tupac.
Rest in peace. There you go. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Tupac.
Tupac, 26
I have
years
no
ago.
idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Tyrone, you didn't know that.
I know now.
Terrible.
That was a football show. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I expect Jose to know that.
I have to look at the date.
Yeah, I know. Primetime's pulling out some bullshit. He probably researched that before the show. He didn't know that.
That's a long
September
time,
13th,
though,
I know
bro.
it.
That's a long time, bro. That's a long time, bro.
Tyrone,
Yes, sir.
how's the weight loss?
It's coming, bro. It's coming, bro. Working hard. Actually, I was gonna go.
Wait, hold on. Let's hear Tyrone's answer. It's coming. What? What happened?
Go ahead.
Nah, it's coming. No, I was actually gonna go jogging after I got off the show.
Was
but I
going
didn't
to,
get
and then
the
what
chance.
happened?
I'm gonna go in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I've been
Wipe
just,
it off
bro,
today. What you can do tomorrow.
I started off really early this morning. That's why. 'Cause I've been in the damn seat all damn day. So I might do a little bit tonight, though. I just want to get a little bit in.
Hey, PT,
What's going on?
you and Aaron Rodgers have one thing in common.
Uh-oh.
You both need to shave your beards.
I trimmed it. I was
You
looking
cut
better
it
on
down
Sunday.
some. No, you cut it down some.
I basically trimmed it in half.
Congratulations, Armand. That's awesome, dude. 82
Whoa,
pounds.
Good
man.
job,
Good for you,
Armand.
man.
Good
Good
job.
for you, man.
That's
Thank,
freaking
bro.
great.
Congratulations, bro. Absolutely.
Well done,
I know
man.
this hard.
Congrats.
Hell
That's
yeah,
awesome,
a
man.
fight, bro.
So let me ask one thing to the chat. For those of you who were at the tailgate, you ate Kevin's cooking and you're still alive.
Yep.
Well, you know what it was? I was smart, Jose. While I ate some of Kevin's cooking, I ate most of John's cooking, so I saved myself. So I kind of just stayed away from his food. That's why that's why all the taste tests. No, I can't lie, man.
Notice you didn't still post the steak review yet. I'm still waiting on that one to get posted.
But well, steak review. I thought John's was better.
I still wanted my steak review. I got like great reviews. It was like all 9s and aboves.
Yeah, that's because everybody's drunk at that point.
I did a perfect 2-second shotgun. You didn't post that either. Like all my best highlights are still on your phone right now.
The last hour of tailgate, everybody was freaking plastered. We couldn't get to the freaking. No, but no, Jose, to be all honest with you, Primetime did a remarkable job, man. He had a full spread, seasonings, hot dogs, I mean, onions. I mean, the sausage was excellent. He cooked his ass off, man. I was impressed. It was a freaking hell of a day, man.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Baby PT, that's what he do,
I mean,
baby.
next time I think we just in the parking lot.
And no
Might as
charge.
well.
Never charging people.
That's right. Free tailgate. We provide all the beer and the food and just hung out.
Right.
So Jose, good talking to you, man.
Good talking to you.
Have a good night.
Make sure.
Have a good night, bro.
Can
What?
I say one thing?
Nope.
Make sure you check out my Robert Saleh video.
That's right. I gotta retweet that.
I worked hard on that.
I got
So
you.
yes, that was free. You, Ephraim, and Jomo.
And just so you know, I think he tagged all of us. You guys can retweet it too, you bastards.
Yes, I did.
I can't be the head of Jose's promotion team over here.
He kicked me out of his fantasy football league. I'm not promoting his channel. Get the fuck out of here.
I got you, bro. We treated, bro. I love you, man.
Love you
What's
guys.
up, man? How you doing?
Still love you, man.
Love you guys too. And with that, good night.
Have a good night, man.
Have a good night, bro.
All right. And then we have our last caller because Romeo. Why is Romeo calling it at fucking 10:30, man? We usually end at 10,
Jose's gonna be pissed. This is 2 times in a row now that
Jose's
Romeo's gonna
supposed
get
to be
his
the last
picture
call
on.
of the night. It's the second week in a row you're doing this shit.
Romeo did this on purpose, so his picture's on the thumbnail now. He knows what he's doing.
No.
He's smart.
no.
He's
Exactly
smart.
what you're doing.
He's smart. Jose's pissed.
I'm so sorry for grandstanding you, Jose. I'm so sorry.
Yep.
I was doing a watch along. I was doing a wrestling watch along. That's why I'm late. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk fired yet?
No, they're doing a legal investigation, so they can't do anything until that's done.
Yo, what does CM Punk do, man?
You didn't hear?
Be a grumpy old man. Pretty much.
Oh wow.
There's a backstage brawl, man. You didn't hear about it?
Everybody, even I heard about it. I don't know shit about wrestling.
So, what are your thoughts on Sunday, man?
fellas? A train wreck.
It was.
My MVP of the week. Let me start positive. My MVP of the week has got to be the corners, DJ Reed, Ahmad Gardner. They balled out. Ahmad is, one step of the way towards earning that sauce.
Yes, sir.
But let me go negative. My jabroni of the week is the coach.
Oh, there you
What
go.
an awful week. I knew he was going to get out coached by Harbaugh. I'm not surprised by that. It's
Right.
everything that came after. Like you make yourself a meme across the league. Like you make the Jets a laughing stock with those boneheaded quotes you made. Like I've saved those video clips. They are going to be a part of the 2022 year in review video. Those clips are week 1. It starts like that.
Yep, it's bad. It's bad.
I already can't wait for next year's video. Shit.
What can I say that probably hasn't already been said on the stream already? That you have guys gone into great detail. I just firmly believe that Joe Flacco, his style of play is a statue. It's not going to fit behind this offensive line, which is playing horrible because it's not healthy. I think Mike White has to start. I mean, if the O-line's healthy, I'd have more faith in Flacco, but it's not. You need somebody with some kind of a scrambling ability, and Mike White is just better at that than Joe Flacco is. And Garrett Wilson needs to play more.
Yep.
When Saleh criticized him, when he made 3 people miss, 1 person twice, and you criticize him for not stretching the ball out, that's just pathetic. I don't care if he's a rookie. It's awful. The defensive line needs to dominate more. I was laughing my ass off reading the comments to that video where some guys criticizing you for not knowing that the 3rd string is in fact the 2nd string. Who cares? Who cares? The point is that Carl Lawson is getting paid X amount of money to dominate that 2nd string. He's getting paid to dominate 1st strings.
Anybody, yes, sir. Absolutely.
Exactly. Anyone who's across from him. This Cleveland game coming up. First of all, great job by Cleveland beating Baker. I can't believe the Panthers blew that and could not win that. I thought that was a
lot of help from the rest.
Easy W for them.
Me too.
Cade York, man. Wouldn't it be nice to have Cade York drafted him? Where'd he go? What round did he go? I don't remember.
5th, 4th. He was somewhat early.
I was surprised.
I knew he was
thought,
gonna be
I thought
good.
the sure the Panthers were winning that, so I was completely wrong.
I think Myles Garrett is going to have a field day. He's going to get like 4 sacks.
They would have put like 3 guys on him.
6.
Denzel Ward versus Elijah Moore. That's going to be fun. If we had a quarterback that could.
See,
make
to
that
me,
interesting.
it's all the line, dude. I'm not really sure how Flacco's gonna have time to throw the ball. I don't really understand how they're gonna do it unless they significantly improve over the next 4 days.
Misdirection, quick throws, get a ground game
But
going.
to get the ball
work off that.
downfield like deep, I don't think he's gonna take any deep
Oh no,
shots.
no, they're not gonna have time. For
You're not
that.
going to have time. No.
No.
2 seconds. That's why Mike White has to start. Like, I'm sorry. I
He's not
think
going to start,
maybe
but
week 3.
He might finish. He's not going to
No,
start, but he might
I
finish.
think if it's a reap. Oh, you think he might even get in the game?
Yeah. If it's ugly in the first half, he
If
should.
it's an ugly first half.
I think so.
I did like our performance against the run. And so here's what I think with the Browns game. I know you're going to give your preview later on in the week, but I think it could really be a trap game for the Browns, playing down to the Jets. They're coming off this emotional high, and now they're playing the Jets. Like,
Trap
obviously, what the
game, man.
Jets
This
did.
game they need to win.
Week 2 trap game.
Yes,
Come on,
yes.
man. Come on, man.
I think we win. I think it's the ugliest game all year. I think it's 9-6 with our new kicker, whoever our new kicker is.
It could be Tyrone. You never know at this point.
And then as soon as we win, the press conference is going to be must see because Robert Saleh is going to pull out his first receipt.
We're staying for the press conference on Sunday, no matter what.
He's going to pull out his first receipt.
All I know is, man, this is a good question. If this goes, we may be going down this path at some point this season. If we go that 1-5 point, we may have some exclusive interviews.
You're the bald one, so you got to be the coach.
I got
this
it.
time.
I got all those lines down, man. I have them all down.
Yeah, yeah. I could see it. I'm looking at both faces. I could see it.
So Romeo,
we're going to put in a claim for that kicker?
The year in review video is done, right?
Yes.
How
Want to watch it right now?
No, I'm going to bed. How long is the video?
I was able to shorten it to 45 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'd stay up and do it now.
No, you can, man. I'm out.
Me
I'll be up in like 6 hours.
Are you guys down for tomorrow? What are you guys doing tomorrow night?
What time works for you tomorrow?
What time works for you guys? I can work around your schedule.
I'm good anytime like after 7:30.
Are you around tomorrow night, Tyrone?
Yeah, I can be around.
Like 8?
Yeah, it'll work.
Which means 8:30.
Dave's a long day, kid. What you want me to do?
We'll schedule it for 8, and then I'll just text you, Romeo.
Sounds good.
All right, so tomorrow night, the year in review video. God help us. I can just imagine the language in that thing. All right.
Can't be any worse
I'm already
than-
saving clips for
Can't be any
this
worse
year
than
now.
tonight.
Well, thank you for calling in. We will see tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And thank everybody for watching the show as it was complete chaos. See you guys later.
Have a good night.